tipo, no, It's time for high school football, presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network. The best Stark County football is heard right here all season long. Whether you're in a car, at home, or on the go, the action is live on Q92 and streaming on the Q92 Facebook page, X, and our YouTube channel. Now, let's take you live to the stadium and our broadcast team for tonight's kickoff on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Here they go! Touchdown!
Everybody here into a Week 5 edition of high school football, brought to you here by the Sarshone Auto Group here on the Q92 Sports Network, where tonight we are coming to you live again from Louisville, Ohio, the home of the St. Thomas Aquinas Knights, as they are getting ready to host the Minerva Lions here on the Q92 Sports Network. Christian Bigglesworth here with you. Thank you guys so much for having us on this absolutely gorgeous mid-September evening. You can hear the wind out there. It's a little windy, but the temperature is beautiful. The weather is beautiful, and it's going to be a great night for high school football in Stark County. We got a good one here for you tonight again, as the St. Thomas Aquinas Knights, who are looking for their first win of the season still in Week 5, are at home, and they are hosting the Cinderella story of Stark County high school football this year. What an awesome story it's been, with Coach Slates, his staff, and the Minerva Lions, who come into tonight's game with a 3-1 record and playing some great football. Looking forward to bringing you this game here tonight. Derek Dimmick, my partner, will be along later on in the broadcast here, but of course in the pregame show. You guys know how we do it every week. We are part of the Q92 Sports Score 7. That is 7 area high school football games every week live on the Q92 Sports Network on our YouTube channel, Q92 Radio on YouTube. Be sure to find us and hit the subscribe button and like our page. You can also catch our games at our usual website, Q92radiosports.com. And one of the cool things about this year is with the games being on YouTube, you also see those live scoreboards that we have for you every week, and those will be updated in real time throughout the game. So as you're listening, and you're listening maybe on your cell phone, on your tablet, or maybe you're listening on your smart TV tonight, you'll be able to see the score on the screen in real time as we broadcast the game here tonight. So that's your game tonight. We are getting ready for St. Thomas and Minerva here in Louisville. Going to be a fun one here tonight. We're going to take our first time out. When we come back, we are going to get into the previews of the other 6 games you can listen to on the Q92 Sports Network here. Also in the pregame show, we'll head to the Coaches Corner. We had a chance to talk to both head coaches. We'll let you hear those interviews, and we'll get you set for this one here tonight. But looking forward to a Week 5, the halfway point of the high school football season. And your game tonight here is St. Thomas hosting Minerva. Again, high school football brought to you all season long by the Sarshone Auto Group.
From the daily driver, a heavy hauler, to a high-end auto investment, the Sarshone Auto Group is one of Northeast Ohio's leaders. With 6 locations: Sarshone Ford in Alliance and Randolph, Sarshone Chevrolet in Randolph and Garrettsville, Sarshone Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Dalton, and the Sarshone Auto Gallery in North Canton. The Sarshone Auto Group. Find out more at sarshone.com, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns.
Looking for quality glass and mirror work you can trust? At Cardinal Glass and Mirror in Canton, we handle it all: residential, commercial, and industrial. From window replacements to custom glass and custom mirrors, we've got you covered. We're a small, locally owned business, and we live by one promise: if we won't put it in our home, we won't put it in yours. Call today, 330-478-0075. Visit us online at cardinalglassmirror.com or stop by at 1857 Whipple Avenue Northwest in Canton.
It's time for Purple Raider football. Catch every snap, every score, and every big moment all season long on AM 1310 WDPN. This year, it's even easier to follow the 13-time national champion Mount Union Purple Raiders. Listen live on AM 1310, the WDPN Facebook and X pages, and streaming on the Q92 YouTube channel. Stan Berkwin and Ryan Bevere are back in the booth, bringing you all the action. Don't miss a minute of Mount Union football on AM 1310 WDPN.
Missed the big game? Don't worry, Q92 has you covered. Check out our SoundCloud page where you can relive every exciting moment. From high school football, basketball, baseball, and softball to Mount Union football and basketball, we've got it all. That's every broadcast from this season and even classics going all the way back to 2016. Follow Q92 Radio on SoundCloud and never miss a play, a call, or the thrill of the game. Q92 Radio on SoundCloud, your home for every game, every season.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
And welcome back here to St. Thomas Aquinas High School, where tonight the Captains are meeting right now at midfield, as a matter of fact, to do the coin toss as we're getting ready for tonight's game between St. Thomas and Minerva here on the Q92 Sports Network. Now, let's get you some previews of the other 6 games you can hear at the Q92 Sports Network. Again, you got 2 places you can go and listen. You can go to Q92radiosports.com, our website, or you can go to the Q92 Radio YouTube channel and find all 7 games and listen to them throughout the night as you want to pay attention to what's going on in Stark County high school football. First, we're going to head to a Pac-7 matchup here where Northwest is hosting Canton South tonight. Let's get a preview of that game from Mike Dixon.
It's week 5, and we're live from Canal Fulton at Northwest High School, home of the Northwest Indians. I'm Mike Dixon alongside Ryan Rowland. Tonight, the 1-3 Wildcats from Canton South come to town to take on the 2-1 Northwest Indians. Canton South sits at 1-3 on the season after dropping 3 in a row since winning their season opener against Field. The Wildcats come to Northwest after dropping a week 4 game 35-14 to Manchester. Leading the way for the Wildcats is QB Nolan Bonner. Wide receiver Jamarcus Jones leads the offense for Canton South. Northwest is coming off a thriller in week 4, beating Triway on a game-winning 37-yard field goal as time expired by Ben Shantz. The Indians are 2-1 with wins over Marlington and Triway, and their only loss coming in week 3 to Louisville, 10-3. Northwest is a run-heavy team with a trio of backs, starting with QB Braden Venables, Joey Medora running back, and Connor Stevenson also at running back, are part of this run-heavy attack to sustain long drives. Week 5 is set, and it's here on Q92 Sports Network, presented by Sarshone Auto Group. Canton South, Northwest are set to kick off at 7 p.m. Once again, I'm Mike Dixon and Ryan Rowland.
Thank you, Mike, for that preview of Northwest and Canton South. Next, we're going to head on over to the University of Mount Union. That is where Alliance plays their home games. And tonight, the 3-1 Aviators, looking to get to a 4-1 start, are taking on the winless Canton Central Catholic Crusaders. Sam Berkwin has the call of that game, along with Caleb Nork. Let's get a preview of Canton Central and Alliance.
Tonight here at the University of Mount Union, the Canton Central Catholic Crusaders will pay a visit to take on the Alliance Aviators in Week 5 high school football action. The Crusaders come in still looking for their first win here in 2025. Losses to Perry, Mogador, Orville, and Salem. 3 out of those first 4 were at home. For the Aviators of Alliance, only one setback to a very good Louisville team. Week 2, that was a 30-13 ball game. In between that, they beat Parma Padua Franciscan, they beat Streetsboro, and they beat Ellet. All 3 of those games were on the road. So the site is Mount Union tonight. It's going to be a beautiful night for football. Temperatures will be in the upper 60s. Caleb Nork and myself will bring you the play-by-play tonight, coming up here at 7 o'clock. For Alliance, well, they are a very talented high school football team. Just the names of J.R. Jackson, Tajay Nicholson, Ravon Hawkins, Johnny Belts, Cam Burton, Cam Brisker, the list goes on and on. The Crusaders still kind of looking for an identity. They've had injuries at quarterback. Third-string quarterback will go tonight for the guys in green. Look for running back Kenny Stroud to have a big game. He is about 5'10", 185 pounds, only a sophomore, but he can run the football. Will the Aviators pick up another win at home, or will the Crusaders rise up and pick up their first win of the season? 7 o'clock kick tonight right here on 1310 WDPN, Canton Central Catholic and Alliance. Sam Berkwin for AM 1310 WDPN and the Q90 Sports Radio Network.
Thank you, Sam, for that preview of Canton Central and Alliance. Next, we're heading for a Federal League matchup here tonight where the Jackson Polar Bears will be hosting Green. Matt Corrali will be calling that with Robert Coleman tonight. Let's get a preview right now of Green and Jackson.
It's that time of year for high school football in Ohio. The competition gets tuned up as conference games are now in full swing. And there may not be a tougher one in the state to compete in than the Federal League, as two teams that are looking to gain some ground in the standings will collide tonight. On one hand, you have the Jackson Polar Bears, who are 2-2 and coming off a dominating 33-6 win against Mayfield at home last week. A big reason why is because of senior running back Corey Jacobs, as after losing starting tailback Chase Marr to injury, the former wide receiver is now RB1 and playing like it. He has back-to-back 100-plus yard games on the ground with 2 touchdowns. On the other sideline is the Green Bulldogs, who come off a heartbreaking loss to the unbeaten Hoover Vikings at home, 27-21 in Week 4. Quarterback Tyson Hunka had 3 touchdowns to 3 different receivers, but faced a 21-0 first-half deficit and came up just short in the final moments to complete the comeback against the Vikes. Mark Geis's men come into the contest at 1-3, as a sense of urgency is now within this Bulldogs team, trying to get things back on track with a much-needed road win. Green won this matchup a year ago thanks to a go-ahead touchdown from Hunka and the Bulldogs with 26 seconds left. Find out if the 2025 edition of these Federal League foes will have the same flair for the dramatic as 2024, with Robert Coleman and I streaming live right here on Q92 Radio's YouTube channel. From Robert Fife Stadium in Jackson, Matt Corrali, the Q92 Sports Network.
Thank you, Matt, for that preview of Green and Jackson. We're going to take another timeout, come back. We got 3 more awesome games to preview that are on the Q92 Sports Network here tonight. Your game here, though, is St. Thomas and Minerva. Excited to bring you this game. Excited to bring you a Minerva game this year and what has been an awesome season for them so far. And we'll get into that later on as the broadcast goes on as well. You're listening to High School Football, the pregame show, brought to you by the Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
Do you need a tree removed, trimmed, or a stump ground into oblivion? Call Bowman's Tree Service, your friendly family-owned tree experts serving Carroll and Stark counties. They don't just chop and trim, they also deliver all-natural mulch, compost, and seasoned firewood to keep your garden blooming and your fires roaring. Whether you're tackling that troublesome tree or prepping for cozy nights by the fire, they've got you covered. Quality work, no hassles. Call them 330-704-3399 and let's make your trees and worries disappear.
RG Drag, Stark County's premier career center, offers programs that prepares its students at the high school level for careers and continued education beyond high school. Upon completion, RG Drag students have an immediate opportunity to obtain a well-paying job in many exciting career fields. We offer everything from culinary, dental assisting, engineering, sports turf and landscape, welding, and so much more. Contact RG Drag to find a program and career that's the perfect fit for you. RG Drag, where careers begin.
Hey, sports fans, want the latest local sports news, game photos, coach and player interviews, and live play-by-play coverage? Then follow Q92 Sports on social media now. We're on Facebook, Instagram, X, Threads, YouTube, and SoundCloud. Like, follow, and subscribe today. Catch the highlights, relive the moments, and stay connected to your hometown teams. Q92 Sports, your home for everything local sports. Real teams, real action, real coverage. Follow Q92 Sports on social media.
Looking for your home for local sports? Head over to Q92Radiosports.com, the official website of Q92 Sports Network. Catch every live broadcast of high school games and Mount Union sports. Stay up to date with the latest local sports stories. Check scores from around the area and never miss a game with our full broadcast schedule. It's everything sports all in one place. Q92Radiosports.com, your local sports connection.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Welcome back to St. Thomas Aquinas High School, where we are getting set for tonight's game between Minerva and St. Thomas. Time to head back to the previews. The score 7. We let you hear previews already of Canton South and Northwest, Canton Central Catholic and Alliance, and Green and Jackson. Let's continue with another big game around here tonight. Battle of 4-0s. Hoover and Louisville going at it. here in Louisville down the road today. It's going to be a great one. Jay Wilhelm and Mike Voorhees had the call in that game. Here's a preview of Hoover and Louisville.
Good evening, everyone. We are officially at the halfway point of this 2025 high school football regular season on the Q92 Sports Network, brought to you by the Sarshone Auto Group. I'm here live in Louisville as we have an absolute heavyweight bout for you here tonight. The 4-0 Louisville Leopards play host to their neighbors, also sitting at 4-0, the North Canton Hoover Vikings. This is a big one. North Canton enters tonight after a last-second survival at Green last week in their Federal League opener by a score of 27-21. After their first road game of the season last week and their first true test of the season, this Hoover team will look to ride the momentum behind quarterback John Collins and do-it-all senior Jack Andes. The Louisville Leopards easily handled Marlington last week, 45-7, to set up this matchup of undefeated teams. In weeks 1 through 3, they've defeated New Philadelphia, Alliance, and Northwest. Make no mistake, folks, this is a big-time matchup against two very good, very well-coached teams, and you can catch it on Q92radiosports.com as myself and my broadcast partner, Mike Voorhees, will have the call for you, with kickoff scheduled for 7 p.m. Live from Louisville, I'm Jay Wilhelm with the Q92 Sports Network.
All right, thank you, Jay, for that preview. Next, we're going to head over to Perry, where the Panthers are hosting the McKinley Bulldogs in a big Federal League matchup as league play is beginning, especially in the Federal League. That's going to be a fun one. Ryan Keller and Antonio Hall have the call of that game. Let's get you a preview of McKinley and Perry.
It's week 5 of the high school football season. We are coming at you live from Wakefield Stadium in Perry for the matchup between the 3-1 Canton McKinley Bulldogs and the 3-1 Perry Panthers. McKinley head coach Renzi Parnell got his first Federal League win last week in a 38-0 win over Glen Oak. McKinley's defense put on a clinic last week against Glen Oak. Senior quarterback Chris Crook had 2 of McKinley's 3 interceptions and held the Golden Eagles to 1 of 12 passing and 42 total yards of offense for the game. On the offensive side of the ball, Darius Hill returned, had 10 catches for 94 yards and a touchdown. He also added a 34-yard touchdown run in the game. Sophomore running back Kylan West continues to be an impact player for the Bulldogs. He's averaging 6.8 yards per carry and has 3 touchdowns on the year. The Perry Panthers enter week 5, having suffered their first loss of the season, a 31-15 loss to the Lake Blue Streaks. The Panthers outgained Lake 320 yards to 273 yards. The Blue Streaks were done in by 5 turnovers, including 3 interceptions in the loss. Senior Connor Shepard and junior Jonathan Lemon have been the leading rushers for the Perry Panthers as they wait for senior running back Caleb Hunley to return from injury. He is questionable against the Pups. Shepard and Lemon have combined for 835 yards on the ground and 10 touchdowns this season. Shepard is also the team's leading tackler with 33 tackles on the season. Can't wait to see this offensive line for Perry go up against the massive defensive front for the McKinley Bulldogs. Join me, Ryan Keller, and my broadcast partner, Antonio Hall, for the call. Kickoff at 7 o'clock on Q92radiosports.com. From Wakefield Stadium in Perry, Ryan Keller, Q92 Sports.
Thank you, Keller, for that preview of McKinley and Perry. And finally, our Q92 Sports Game of the Week brought to you by the Sarshone Auto Group. It is Lakewood St. Ed's coming to town to take on the Massillon Tigers. It's going to be a big one over there at Paul Brown Stadium. Clint Scroggs, Brian Beatty, and Ryan Bevere on the sidelines have all the action for that game. Let's head over right now and give you a preview of Lakewood St. Ed's and Massillon, our Q92 Sports Game of the Week.
The Massillon Tigers host the St. Edward Eagles in one of the top games in the state. The Eagles went to 4-0 with a 28-14 win over Cleveland Glenville last Friday. Brandon White ran for 3 fourth-quarter touchdowns to bring St. Ed's back from a deficit. White ran for more than 2,000 yards as a sophomore, but missed last year with a knee injury. He had 171 yards and 27 carries, including 11 for 88 in the final stanza. He also caught 2 passes for 23 yards. The second quarter fumble was returned for a touchdown by Glenville, allowing them to lead into the third quarter. Senior receiver Zach Hackelman is headed to Toledo. He's the school's all-time leader in receptions. The Eagles defense features North Carolina recruit Mason Wilhelm, a 290-pound tackle. They also have DBs who have committed to Michigan State, Miami of Ohio, and Western Michigan. Massillon got back in the win column with a 35-0 romp over Bennett of Buffalo, New York. The Tigers scored 4 second-quarter touchdowns to blow it open. The entire second half was played with a running clock. Xavier Owens ran 9 times for 91 yards with several carries out of the Wildcat formation. Backup quarterbacks Rasmus Haynes and Eli Moore combined to go 8 of 11 passing. Starter Manny Patterson missed the game with injury. Owens leads the team with 478 yards rushing with a 7.2-yard average and 7 touchdowns. Patterson has completed 71% of his passes for the same number of yards and scores. Giorgio Jackson and Deontay Malone are the leading receivers, though Malone has played in one fewer game. The Tigers are surrendering 151 yards passing per game, which could be a concern against St. Ed's high-powered offense. Massillon has won 3 straight in the series and lead the series 6-4. Last year's 10-point win at Lakewood followed 3 and 1-point wins for the Tigers at home. The Eagles' last win in the series came at Massillon in 2021. It's St. Ed's and Massillon from Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. For Q92 Sports, I'm Clint Scroggs.
Thank you, Clint, for that preview of our game of the week between Lakewood, St. Ed's, and Massillon. We are going to take another timeout. When we get back, we are going to head over to the Coach's Corner. Derek Dimmitt had a chance to speak with both head coaches before tonight's game, and we are going to let you hear from that. When we get back, it's the pregame show here, and we're getting ready for St. Thomas hosting Minerva here in Week 5 on the Q92 Sports Network.
From the daily driver, a heavy hauler, to a high-end auto investment, the Sarshone Auto Group is one of Northeast Ohio's leaders. With 6 locations, Sarshone Ford in Alliance and Randolph, Sarshone Chevrolet in Randolph and Garrettsville, Sarshone Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Dalton, and the Sarshone Auto Gallery in North Canton. The Sarshone Auto Group. Find out more at sarshone.com, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns.
Looking for quality glass and mirror work you can trust? At Cardinal Glass and Mirror in Canton, we handle it all, residential, commercial, and industrial. From window replacements to custom glass and custom mirrors, we've got you covered. We're a small, locally owned business, and we live by one promise. If we won't put it in our home, we won't put it in yours. Call today, 330-478-0075. Visit us online at cardinalglassmirror.com or stop by at 1857 Whipple Avenue Northwest in Canton.
When it comes to sports, Sam Berkwin brings the heat. Catch the Sam Berkwin Show weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on the WDPN Facebook and X pages, plus the Q92 YouTube channel. From the Browns to the Buckeyes, the Guardians, Cavs, and your local high school teams, if it's making headlines in the sports world, Sam is talking about it. It's the local sports talk you want. The Sam Berkwin Show, weekday afternoons on AM 1310 WDPN. It's time for Purple Raider football. Catch every snap, every score, and every big moment all season long on AM 1310 WDPN. This year, it's even easier to follow the 13-time national champion Mount Union Purple Raiders. Listen live on AM 1310, the WDPN Facebook and X pages, and streaming on the Q92 YouTube channel. Sam Berkwin and Ryan Bevere are back in the booth, bringing you all the action. Don't miss a minute of Mount Union football on AM 1310 WDPN.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
And welcome back here as pregame is getting closer to the end. We're getting closer to kickoff of tonight's game at 6:52 p.m. between St. Thomas and Minerva here in St. Thomas Aquinas High School. Now it's over to the Coach's Corner. My partner Derek Dimmitt had a chance to speak with both head coaches before the game. First, here's his conversation with Minerva's head coach, Coach Slates.
Coach Slates here, Week 5, one final tune-up before you guys enter EBC play. Off to a great start. Can you just talk about what's been working?
Yeah, I mean, our kids have bought into our program, what we're bringing here, and they've fought hard, and they've done what they're supposed to. We've done what we're supposed to do the first couple of weeks, and we've taken care of business, and it's going to start amping up now. So we got to get ready to go.
And then tonight, you come in to play St. Thomas. Record-wise, Coach Anderson not where he wants to be. Can you just talk about, not playing down to the opponent or taking their record into account as you prepare in the week leading into a game?
Yeah, I mean, Coach Henderson's a great coach. I mean, he's been around Stark County football for a lot of years and has a lot of great teams, and you can't take any of his teams lightly, no matter what the record shows. I know he'll have these guys ready to go and ready to fight, and our kids has got to be ready to go too. I mean, we talked all week about you have to play like the way you're supposed to play, and we did harp on that pretty good this week, and I think the kids are ready to go.
All right, thank you for your time, Coach.
All right, that was Derek's conversation with Coach Slates. Now, he also had a chance to talk to St. Thomas Aquinas' head coach, Coach Henderson. Here's Derek's conversation with Coach Henderson of St. Thomas Aquinas in the Coach's Corner.
Here with Coach Henderson. Coach, week 5 of the season, we reached the midpoint. Can you talk about the growth of your team since the summer camp?
We're finally starting to get everybody in camp, so we still got a ways to go. Right now, we're probably where we should have been week 1, week 2, so we're getting there.
And then Jameer Jenkins, the leader on the team, can you just talk about him and the energy that he brings night in and week in, week out?
Well, he's a track guy, so you always try to find a place to put a track guy, and he's doing very well returning punts and special teams. And we've got to find some ways to get him the ball more at receiver. He's a weapon for us.
And then tonight, Minerva is coming in. Coach Slate's first year at Minerva. In the tape, what did you see in the tape that they do well?
They control the line of scrimmage very well. So certainly offensively. And number 3, if we can't contain him, we'll be in for a long night. He's a very good athlete.
Great. Thank you, Coach.
All right, and that was Derek's conversation with Coach Henderson, as that was the Coach's Corner, is now here at 6:55. We are getting closer and closer to kickoff. Now I'm going to bring in my partner, Derek Dimon again. And Derek, first of all, for the visiting Minerva Lions, I mean, Cinderella story. When they got Coach Slates, when he came over from Perry, you knew they were getting a good, high-quality coach, a coach from the Federal League, a coach that worked under Coach Wakefield for a long time as well. But I don't know if anyone expected a 3-1 Minerva team coming into tonight's game here.
Yeah, to start off a new regime here, a lot of times, it takes about a season to kind of implement your program. But the Minerva Lions, their kids have taken hold of it. We talked to a few assistant coaches up here as well, and just talk about the buy-in from.
Yeah, that was something we talked to. You said a couple of the coaches here from Minerva up here in the booth where they got settled in, and you're right. It seemed like the kids, they were really happy with how and again, we're at St. Thomas, so the speaker's right next to us. The kids from Minerva, they bought in, and they bought in happily.
Right.
And they're seeing the results of this with 3 straight wins and beating the teams that they should beat. And that's something they hadn't done in past seasons, but they're doing this year, and they're doing it handily.
Yeah, they're taking care of business, taking it 1 week at a time. Opened the season with a tough loss at United, but, returned home and took care of business, and now one final tune-up before they enter EBC play next week, and EBC is going to be a tough one this year.
Absolutely, you're right about that. As far as St. Thomas goes, still looking for their first win of the season. Numbers, like we said last week, an issue for St. Thomas. Not even 30 players, and they have some injuries. They have some players out tonight, and but still trying their best and playing hard again. This is a squad with 1 senior. Now think about this: under 30 players, you got a couple injuries, and 1 senior. That's a lot to ask of a high school football team.
Yeah, very much so, because, the coaching staff likes to lean on those upperclassmen, but if the numbers aren't there and you only have 1 senior to lean on, it puts the onus on some of those underclassmen. And quite a few of them are stepping up for Coach Henderson, and effort is definitely not the issue here at St. Thomas.
Yeah, and we'll have to see what they do at quarterback tonight. Anthony Powell started last week. But during the game, they did end up getting their freshman quarterback, Jamari Brisker, some playing time as well. And we both admit that they want to get the ball into number 15's hands, Jameer Jenkins, who you talked about in the pregame show.
Yeah, we saw him last week. It seemed like every big play we were calling number 15's name, and a few got called back by penalty, unfortunately, but he's definitely the kingpin for the Knights.
Could be interesting. All right, we're going to turn it over to the public address announcer right now as they're about to do the national anthem here at St. Thomas Aquinas. So we'll turn it over. That was the national anthem being performed or played. And we are getting set here. Closer and closer to kickoff here. High school football brought to you by the Sarshone Auto Group here on the Q92 Sports Network. St. Thomas Aquinas wearing their home gold jerseys this week to go with their gold helmets and their black pants. I like this look a lot, Derek. I mean, I don't have nothing against the black jerseys and gold pants, but this is sharp.
Yeah, these are very UCF.
Yeah, that kind of gives you that vibe. As far as the Minerva Lions coming out in their classic all-white road uniforms with the silver helmets with the red lion, just like the Detroit Lion, only red on their helmets with the black face mask, ready to go here. And we are getting set for kickoff. Minerva will start with the football. Nathaniel Linkus will be back deep to return for Minerva. He is a senior running back and cornerback. He'll be back there with Owen Schick, the senior wide receiver and corner. So we're getting set here to go. Kicking off for St. Thomas Aquinas will be Bridget Robertson. She is their kicker. And apparently we were lined up on the wrong side. Everyone has to switch.
Yep, got the wrong directions.
Yeah, everyone, the right teams were out there just facing the wrong way. So Minerva will be going from left to right here to start on this absolutely gorgeous mid-September night here for high school football. Again, thank you so much for being with us. Looking forward to this game and to seeing this Minerva team in person on a 3-game winning streak. And a nice crowd here by Minerva as, again, the visiting section totally full. The student section, parents, band.
And then the overflow over here.
Yeah, we got overflow. You're right about that. So Minerva, this town is getting behind this team, and here we go. Set to kick it off at 7:01. We're underway. A squib kick by St. Thomas Aquinas is going to be taken by Schick up at the 25, at the 30. Cuts it back. He'll be tackled at around the 33-yard line. And that is where this offense for St. Thomas Aquinas will come out and be ready to go, led by their quarterback, Cannon Kirkpatrick. He'll be out there with the running backs, Timmy Kirkpatrick, Nate Linkus, and Lane Hawk. The tight end, Keegan Shingleton. The linemen, Sean Scott, Garen Gordon, Isaiah Wilson, Tavion Davis, and Ray Meadows. They're a good offensive line. We'll see how they come out here. 1st and 10 on the 35-yard line. We are underway. Thanks for having us on tonight here. High school football, Minerva and St. Thomas. 1st and 10. Kirkpatrick sends a receiver in motion. They're going to turn and hand it off to their big running back who takes it up over the 45, up to maybe the 46, 47-yard line.
Number
run
12,
there. Tim Kirkpatrick.
For Minerva.
He is the sophomore running back who is having a great season for Minerva, Derek.
Yeah, he's been their leading rusher thus far this season, coming in here to week 5. But we'll be calling quite a few names for running.
Yes, we will. 1st and 10, ball on the 44-yard line. Again, if you are a fan of Perry football over the years, this is a very similar offense. It is a run the clock, control the time possession, and physically dominate the line of scrimmage offense. They're going to turn. They're going to try to get into Linkus. Tries the left side, trying to get the corner. He does 45, 50, 55, 40, 40, 35, and out of bounds. A great first run by Nate Linkus, the senior. He's going to take it into St. Thomas territory. They're going to mark him down to the 36, maybe the 36-yard line. So Minerva on the move. They're saying Link House, so maybe I should say Link House. If anyone on YouTube wants to correct me, feel free.
Yes, but a nice 20-yard run there by Nathaniel to put the Lions in night territory.
1st and 10 on the 36-yard line in shotgun now. Patrick turns. They're going to hand it off on a jet sweep around the other side. That's Lane Hawk. Hawk, flag on the play, inside the 20, inside the 15, as of right now, down to about the 13-yard line. But again, flag on the play, and I think it's coming back, Derek.
Yeah, I've got a holding call here off the right side, but a great run by Hawk there and carried a few night defenders a few yards there trying to gain the extra yardage, but the penalty brings it back.
And again, it's just funny to see this Slate's offense here in Minerva. And from what first drive of the game for us seeing them this year, sure looks a lot like an old Perry offense, doesn't it? And these players look like they know how to execute it.
Right.
10:33 left to go in the first quarter. Ball on the 36-yard line after the penalty. It goes back to the 46. Minerva and St. Thomas, nothing. Again, their PA speaker is literally a foot away from us. So I apologize for that, but that's not going to go anywhere. All right, 1st and 20 now for Minerva. Kirkpatrick under center this time. Barks out the signals. Going to turn, hand it out on end-around counter to the running back. Is going to be hit for a loss. That was Linkhouse. And Wynn coming up for St. Thomas and making a nice defensive play for a loss there. Good play by the defense.
Yeah, we called Wynn's name a few times last week in their game against East Canton. He is the Knights running back as well, but one of their leading linebackers getting into the backfield for the loss of 1.
Linkhouse with the loss there, and St. Thomas now has Minerva at a 2nd and 21 on the 47-yard line. Now in shotgun is Kirkpatrick. Sends a receiver in motion. He's going to roll out to his right, looking to throw. Going to take a shot deep, looking for his wide receiver. He had Owen Chick. Derek, he got behind the defensive backs for St. Thomas. The safety was not there to help over top. That could have been a touchdown.
Yeah, the freshman quarterback put that one right where it needed to be. Just fell through the hands of the intended receiver, but now that brings up a 3rd down and 21 for the Lions.
So a promising drive by Minerva to start this game now with that holding penalty, as it can do a lot of times, threatening to stall this drive for Coach Slates and the Minerva Lions. This is going to be 3rd and 21 with the ball on the St. Tom 47-yard line. Patrick under center this time. Receiver to the left. Here comes a wing around. They're going to fake the jet sweep, run it up the middle to their running back, who takes it all the way down to the 30-yard line. I believe that was Jackson Early, another sophomore, that took that.
Weaver, the ball carrier.
Or was that Weaver? Minerva. So good run up the middle. That was Ethan Weaver, number 25. I apologize, the junior. So how about that? Now they go from 21. 3rd and 21 to 4th and very manageable, and they're going to go for it on 4th and 3.
Yep.
So here comes Minerva trying to keep this drive alive. Oh, and he goes for it on 4th down. They hand it off to Ethan Weaver, and St. Tom with the big stick and stop Derek on 4th down. How about the St. Tom defense there?
Yeah, busted right through the line there. It was number 51. I'm looking at our roster for St. Thomas and not seeing the 51, but that was a great play to bust through there and put an end to that opening drive for the Lions with no score.
I want to thank Living the Dream on YouTube for texting that we're saying it right, not the PA. So it's
all right. Linkus.
It is Linkus. Thank you, Living the Dream. I truly appreciate that. I love this aspect of our games being on YouTube this year, where we can interact with people. Because one thing we never want to do is mispronounce kids' names.
Right.
All right, 1st and 10 for St. Thomas on their own 28-yard line. It is Powell in shotgun at quarterback. He takes the snap. It's a low snap. Hands it off to Wynn. Wynn ducks one guy trying to get forward. He will be stopped and hit either right at the line of scrimmage or for a short loss. It'll be 2nd down and probably 10 for St. Thomas. And a lot like last week when we saw St. Thomas win, just gets the handoff and no real hole to go to. But at the same time, these sometimes low snaps, Derek, are really slowing down the progression of the play and hurting them.
Yeah, Powell stands 6'3", and you got to get it up at least to waist high at that height to get the play off without a hitch.
So it's 2nd down and 10, no gain on 1st down. 2nd down and 10 from their own 29-yard line. Quarterback Powell in shotgun again. He's got wind to his right. Receivers to each side and a tight end. He'll take the snap. It's a fumbled snap. They're jumping on it. I think Minerva just got it. And it is. It's Minerva football. An early turnover on another mishandled snap and handoff out of shotgun. And just like that, Minerva gets the ball back almost where they turned it over.
Yeah, looked like it may have been an RPO, and maybe the signals got crossed between quarterback and running back, but ball went on the ground, and the Minerva defender was right there to haul it in.
So we have our first turnover of the ball game. St. Thomas fumbles on their second offensive play of the game. Back out comes the offense for St. Thomas Aquinas as we're set 1st and 10, the 25-yard line. The referees stop it for a second. Well, they're just getting things set.
Yep.
So here we go. All right. Cannon Kirkpatrick, the quarterback, under center, turns, hands off to his running back, who takes it all the way down to near the 15-yard line. And as I believe that was Timothy Kirkpatrick, I believe that
Kirkpatrick, the
took
ball
that
carrier, takes the ball down.
Yeah,
to the
Timothy Kirkpatrick, the sophomore running back linebacker for Coach Slates and the
Slate's
Lions.
relying on a freshman quarterback, a sophomore running back, and it's working. 2nd down and about 2
It'll be 2nd and 2
for the Minerva Lions. Kirkpatrick under center, turns, going to try and end around. That is to Skylar Labb. Skylar Labb takes it down. They're going to mark him just shy of the 10-yard line. So enough for a first down, and that'll put Minerva in the R.G. Drake red zone for the first time tonight here on their second possession of the ball game.
Yeah, other than that penalty that pushed them back, and then the 4th down stop by St. Thomas, the Lions offense doing exactly what they wanted to thus far.
Coming up on 7 minutes to go in the first quarter, nothing, Minerva and St. Thomas, but Minerva driving on their second possession of the night. Their first one, they were stopped on 4th down. Here we go. Kirkpatrick, the freshman, under center. Looks over. St. Thomas a little confused, getting lined up defensively. They're going to turn. Try that counter around the left side. Again to the running back. He's going to take it inside the 5. Dive towards the goal line. It's a touchdown. Touchdown. I believe that was Nicholas Wandel, number 32.
Nicholas Wendell, the ball
who took it around on that end-around counter. Touchdown, Minerva. That was a nice drive.
Yeah, it took over after that turnover, the fumble, and had about 25 yards to go, and 3 or 4 rushes, and got the
Xander
hit
Kirkpatrick will attempt the extra point kick.
So Minerva up 6-0. Now on to attack the extra point is Xander Kirkpatrick. How many they got?
There's quite a few on the list here.
All right. Setting up for the extra point here. Holding will be Keaton Kirkpatrick. I'm not making this up, folks. The hold down, the kick up. It is good. So your new score with 6:37 left to go in the first quarter is Minerva 7, St. Thomas Aquinas nothing. You are listening to High School Football, brought to you by the Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
Do you need a tree removed, trimmed, or a stump ground into oblivion? Call Bowman's Tree Service, your friendly family-owned tree experts, serving Carroll and Stark counties. They don't just chop and trim, they also deliver all-natural mulch, compost, and seasoned firewood to keep your garden blooming and your fires roaring. Whether you're tackling that troublesome tree or prepping for cozy nights by the fire, they've got you covered. Quality work, no hassles. Call them 330-704-3399 and let's make your trees and worries disappear.
Coach Slates here, week 5, one final tune-up before you guys enter.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Welcome back. It is 7-0 Minerva on top of St. Thomas here as Minerva kicks it off to the Knights, who will return this. That's Jenkins at the 15, up over the 20. He is excited when he has the ball in his hands, gets up to around the 23, 24-yard line, and that's where St. Thomas will take over with their second possession of the first quarter. 6:31 left here. 7-0 Minerva as the Lions trying to get to 4-1
Brought down
on the season.
24-yard line. It's first
And
and
St.
10
Thomas
for the
hoping to
Knights
get their
from their own
first
24.
win of the 2025 season. As Jenkins out of the game right now, helmet off, walking fine. But he is not out there to start this offensive series for the Knights. All right, here we go. First and 10 from their own 24-yard line. And what do we have now? We have the official stopping it.
Uniform malfunction.
Well, they're making Kai Hall, number 6, come out for St. Thomas. He's being replaced by number 0 for St. Thomas Aquinas. And I apologize, I don't have a number 0 on my roster. Do you have one on yours?
I am not seeing one, no.
All right, first and 10. Now in at quarterback is Caden Bauman. He's going to turn, hand it off to Wynn. Wynn going to try the left side, tries to get outside. He is going to be stuffed and go down for a loss as Nicholas Wandel came up with the hit
Wynn, the ball carrier for
and
the
stopped
Knights.
Wynn from getting anywhere. So second down
Brought down
and
for a
12,
loss
loss of 2
yards.
on that
Brings
play
up second down and 12 at the Aquinas
for St. Thomas
22-yard
Aquinas.
line.
Now Jenkins back out there for the Knights. Again, this squad under 30 players and a couple in street clothes here tonight as well. It's not a lot of depth here. As again, Caden Bauman at quarterback now, and their Anthony Powell, who started last week, is running receiver for St. Thomas right now. Bauman sends a receiver in motion. Rolls out to his right, throws out in the flat to Wynn. Wynn breaks a tackle, takes it up over the 25. Tackled down around the 26, maybe the 27-yard line. Nice little play there for St. Thomas to get them into a third manageable here. Under 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. 7-0 Minerva.
Yeah, Bauman also handles the punting duties for Coach Henderson, but this first we've seen him at quarterback.
At their
As
own
Coach Henderson looking for some
27-yard line.
answers at that quarterback position. Like I said, we've even seen freshman Jamari Brisker run some quarterback. Third down and 6 for the Knights, and the officials stop it again. And they're sending off another player. Number 18, Grant Bing, comes off the field. We need someone to come in for him. Back in comes number 0 for St. Thomas. And I do apologize if anyone listening happens to know the name of number 0 for St. Thomas. We do not have it on any of our rosters for St. Thomas here. All right, here we go. Third down and 6. Bauman in shotgun. He's going to roll out to his right. Now he's going to be pressured. He's going to roll out and try to run for it. He's going to take it over the 30. Runs out of bounds short of the first down.
Coleman, the ball carrier for the Knights.
We'll see where they mark him. Actually going to mark him just shy of the 30. I thought he got the 30, but around the 29-yard line. So fourth down and 5 for the Knights. We'll see what they decide to do here.
Their own 29-yard line.
On their own 29-yard line. 4:50 left to go in the first quarter. Jenkins comes back out here. It looks like they're dropping back to punt, and punting will be Kai Hall, the junior, for St. Thomas. But St. Thomas looks a little confused on how to get lined up, as Ty Hall's literally yelling it out to players where to get lined up for this punt. He should be punting it from his 20-yard line. And the officials stop it again.
Yeah, I think we got Coach.
And we have a timeout. Friends and Family Credit Union timeout. Time to join the family. So a timeout there as St. Thomas looked very confused. As you saw the punter Kai Hall, Derek, literally trying to get players lined up. They didn't know where to line up.
Yeah, he was going up to his protection there, lined up behind the line there, trying to direct him and get him lined up. And Coach Henderson didn't want to lose 5 yards to a delayed game penalty, opted for the Friends and Family timeout.
We have a second. Let's go to our scoreboard, get you some scores from around the area. Let me see here. First quarter, St. Ed 7, Massillon nothing. Green is up 7-0 over Jackson. Oh, wait, now that game is tied. Green and Jackson's tied at 7, and St. Ed's and Massillon's tied at 7. And in the first quarter, Hoover up 7-0 over Louisville. Interesting there. 4:50 left to go in our game, in our first quarter here. 7-0 Minerva over St. Thomas on the Q92 Sports Network. Now St. Thomas will come out ready to punt here. Again, it will be Kai Hall punting it for
That deep punting is Hall for the
Minerva.
Knights.
That'll be Kendrick Keister, or Keister. I'm going to go Keister till I'm correct. That guy will correct me again.
Yeah.
Keister back to return for Minerva. The punt is not a good punt at all. It's going to go towards the sideline. Won't even get to the 35-yard line. That is under a 10-yard punt as it went off the side of the leg of the punter.
Yeah, like you mentioned, Bauman handled the punting duties last week, but had Kai Hall out there punting this attempt and went off the side of his foot there and only went about a net of 4 yards.
So a great
33-yard line.
Field position for Minerva again. And here they come. Again, they are up 7-0 with the ball. 4:38 left to go in the first quarter, and the ball on the St. Thomas 33-yard line. They get lined back up. Cannon Kirkpatrick, the freshman quarterback, he'll be in shotgun now. With the running back to his left. They send the tight end in motion from right to left. Rolling out, Kirkpatrick wants to throw. Looking now, drops the ball and fumbles it. Luckily, he falls on it. But as he just went to go and throw it, he just literally fell out of his hands. And that's going to be a loss back to the 40-yard line for Minerva. So a situation where the ball just slipped out of his hand as he was looking to throw it, but alertly he fell on it before anyone else could.
Yeah, very, very alert there by the freshman quarterback not to panic, just get down, recover the fumble, and live to play another down.
I'm right again. Living the Dream says it's Keister. I'm right again. Look at him. I'm 2 for 2.
You're on a roll, Christian.
I mean, it's not that hard. I got to say Kirkpatrick most of the time.
You're right, yeah.
One of the 17 Kirkpatricks on this team. All right, second down and 17 for Minerva. Kirkpatrick under center this time. Sends his tight end in motion. They're going to give it to Linkus around the end. 40, down to the 35. Oh, he's still going forward all the way down to the 30. Falling forward, Derek, he gets all the way down inside the 25 to around the, let's see where they finally mark him down at. They'll give him the 25. Boy, I thought he was going to be hit for just a couple yards. He had a surge there at the end and carried some St. Thomas Aquinas tacklers with him.
Yeah, it looked like they had him stop after a gain of about 5 near the original line of scrimmage, and then he burst through for about 7 or 8 more.
So here we go. Minerva on the move again. 3:40 left in the first quarter. 7-0 Minerva over St. Thomas. The official wanted the clock running there. They're going to turn, hand it off to Linkus on the other side. Now he goes up inside the 20, down to the 15-yard line.
Again for the Lions.
So Linkus, a couple good runs here. Clock's still not running, and it didn't run. There it goes.
There we go.
Picks up a first down on the run.
Should have been run the whole time.
Brings up.
All right, there we go. 3:33 clock running in the first quarter.
15-yard line.
It is 7-0 Minerva on top of St. Thomas Aquinas. Minerva getting lined up again. Kirkpatrick under center. Turns, they're going to give it to Linkus again. He's going to try that counter on the left side. Breaks a tackle. Breaks it inside the 10. Down towards the 5. Still going towards the goal line. I don't believe he got to it. That should be enough to make it first and goal, I believe.
Yeah,
as Linkus running hard with these counters around the sides.
Yeah, down to about the 2 or 3 yard line. So first and goal inside the RG Drag red zone.
Takes the ball down to the St. Thomas.
So Minerva knocking on the door again.
13 on the play. It'll be first and goal for the Lions.
Did we have a flag?
I was going to say, is there a penalty? Because everyone's backing up, and I don't see a flag on the field. I don't think anyone does up here in the booth. But yeah, they're going to mark off a penalty. There's going to be a holding. So wow, it was going to be first and goal at the 2, but a holding. That's the second holding on Minerva here in the first quarter. Will back them up all the way to the 25-yard line. So first and 20 now. 25-yard line for Minerva.
At the St. Thomas 25.
All right, in shotgun now, Kirkpatrick. They're going to give it to Linkus. He tries that counter around the right end, breaks the tackle, takes it inside the 20 to the 15, and he was hit down hard.
The ball carrier for the Lions.
Basically, end around Linkus left, end around Linkus right, and also doing those like counter end arounds too, or not jet sweeps.
Right, yeah, kind of going back into the backfield a little bit more to take that handoff, and then going around the corner there as a fire in the backyard.
I was going to say, someone's burning in their backyard. I hope that's a controlled fire. It looks a little strong.
Yes, and it's been very dry here. So
yeah, so I really hope that neighbor knows what he's doing. I'm not saying he doesn't. Second down and 10 now for Minerva. Kirkpatrick, look, throws, was looking for Linkus. towards the right sideline. Incomplete. That'll make it 3rd down and 10 for Minerva.
3rd and 10 at the 15.
I don't want to get fixated on that fire.
Right, but it's
because
right
I'm here to
our,
call a game.
It's right in our
But it's
line
right
of
where the
vision.
players are lined up. It's right where they. And again, the man could absolutely know what he's doing. But again, we were at a very dry part of the year right now. And the flames seem high. Back to football. You're right. It's right where the teams are, so it's like I can't not look at it. All right, 3rd down and 10. The ball on the 15-yard line, the RG Drake red zone. Kirkpatrick under center here on 3rd and 10. He's going to turn, give it to Linkus. That counter end around, and this time St. Thomas's defense is going to stand up again and make a stop, and that's Wynn again, who may not be finding a lot of holes as a tailback, but his linebacker position, he's playing really good linebacker here in the first quarter.
Yeah, he's dishing out what he's taking on the offensive side. But 4th down and 10 here for the Lions. It looks like Coach Slate's leading the offense. Late subs coming in.
So we'll see what's going to happen here. Like a line change for Minerva. And now I'm not sure Minerva knows what's going on right now. They're going to try a field goal here. With Xander Kirkpatrick, he'll be kicking this from about the 22-yard line. He's going to attempt this field goal. Down. The kick is up. That's got the distance. That kick is good. Real good. And I'll tell you what, Xander Kirkpatrick, that would have been good from a lot farther away.
Makes the score.
So, add a field goal now for Minerva.
St. Thomas Aquinas.
Your new score with 1:17 left to go in the first quarter. It's 10-0. Minerva is on top of St. Thomas Aquinas. We'll be back with a kickoff. This is high school football brought to you by the Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
Peace of mind. It's one of the most important benefits that we can offer at Friends and Family Credit Union. Welcome to Family Secure Checking. It offers unrivaled security to protect your everyday finances and purchases, as well as comprehensive identity theft protection and reimbursement coverage, credit file monitoring, benefits for travel, shopping rewards, and cell phone protection that includes repair or replacement for up to 4 phones on your cell phone plan. It's time to bring a friend into the family.
Something special here at Aquinas.
This is head coach Kevin Henderson from St. Thomas Aquinas High School. You're listening to High School Football on Q92 Sports Network.
Thank you, Coach Henderson, and welcome back, everybody, as we're set to kick it off.
Kicking off for the Lions.
Xander Kirkpatrick will kick it off for Minerva. St. Tom will receive it. Down now 10-0 as Minerva has scored on their last 2 possessions. Here's the kickoff. It's going to go to around the 14-yard line, and that is where Jenkins has it for St. Thomas. He takes it over the 20, around the 24-yard line. That is where he will be stopped, and back out will come the St. Thomas Aquinas offense. All right, we got an update now on YouTube. It's on the Kirkpatricks.
Okay.
Cannon and Keaton are twins. Timmy and Xander are cousins, sons of 3 brothers, all Minerva football alumni.
Very nice.
So there you go. Thank you, living the dream. There you go. They are all related. And there's a lot of them. And they all are doing very well tonight.
Yes, they're doing quite well.
All right, here we go. 1st and 10 from their own 24-yard line. St. Thomas, 3rd possession here of the first quarter. Back to pass. Looking. They throw towards the sideline. That is going to be completed. So a second completion for Caden Bauman, who is running quarterback here tonight for him. That was caught by number 13 for St. Thomas. I also don't have a number 13 on my St. Thomas Aquinas roster. Do you?
Gianni Ashcraft. He's the one down here.
Oh, yeah, gotcha. Gianni Ashcraft. Got him.
Late additions.
So the sophomore with his first catch of the night brings up 2nd down and 5. The fire's died down, by the way. Makes me very happy. I was like, I've never had a fire delay before. They're going to turn. They fake the jet sweep. They're going to give it to Wynn around the short side. Wynn tries to get the corner. Doesn't get much at all. He'll be hit out of bounds to stop the clock with 17 seconds left here in the first quarter. 10-0 Minerva. St. Thomas trying to get something going offensively. 3rd down and 4 for the Knights. What is honestly a beautiful night for high school football here. Week 5 already. Hard to believe. Halfway through. They're going to break the huddle. Bauman's going to come out. He's going to have twins to his right and twins to his left. 4 wides and win with him in shotgun. Looks over the defense on 3rd and 4. Takes the snap. Ready to go. Throws it out. Has got it. Oh, that would have been enough for a first down, but that was dropped by Grant Bing, number 18, the sophomore. That'll bring up 4th down for St. Thomas. That could have been a first down.
Yeah, that's a tough one for Coach Henderson and the Knights, looking for their first down of the evening and right through the receiver's hands.
I will say Bauman looks okay at quarterback back here for St. Thomas tonight.
Yeah, very calm, under control, not letting any pressure get to him.
Throwing to the open guys.
Right, yeah, that was a beautiful throw, just the connection wasn't there.
Bauman will go back to punt this one now as well. So 4th and 4, Bauman to punt for St. Thomas Aquinas. It's the second punt of the night. There's the snap. Here comes the punt. That's a better punt. It's going to hit and be picked up, though, by Kirkpatrick for Minerva. Who's going to take it into St. Thomas territory. I'm sorry, that was Keister.
Your odds were good. But
yeah, you'd think if I said Kirkpatrick, just say, when I go by default, I'm just going to say Kirkpatrick. But Keister takes that into St. Thomas territory. There's 1 second left. This will be the final play of the first quarter. It'll be Minerva's football. 1st and 10 on the St. Thomas 46-yard line. So again, Minerva starting in St. Thomas territory here late in the first quarter. Oh, that wind came right off the lake and blew my papers. 1st and 10 for Minerva. Kirkpatrick under center. Going to turn. Hand it off to the running back. He's going to take it down to around the 42-yard line. That was Owen Schick who got that carry. And that's going to do it for the first quarter. We are through 1. When we come back, we'll start the second quarter. You are listening to high school football. It's 10-0 Minerva over St. Thomas here on the Q92 Sports Network.
Peace of mind. It's one of the most important benefits that we can offer at Friends and Family Credit Union. Welcome to Family Secure Checking. It offers unrivaled security to protect your everyday finances and purchases, as well as comprehensive identity theft protection and reimbursement coverage, credit file monitoring, benefits for travel, shopping rewards, and cell phone protection that includes repair or replacement for up to 4 phones on your cell phone plan. It's time to bring a friend into the family.
Once again tonight, we are also supporting sarcoma awareness with our students and fans.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
And welcome back, everyone. We'll get ready to start the second quarter of action. Now Minerva will be going from right to left. They're going to have it 2nd down and 6 on the St. Thomas 42-yard line here. They're up 10-0 after 1 quarter of play on the Q92 Sports Network. Read some other scores after this play as well.
To start the second quarter. 2nd and 6 at the Aquinas 42.
Wow. Some injury news to tell you about, too, when we come back after this play. 2nd down and 6. They're going to turn. They're going to go the end around there with Lab. Skylar Lab. Flag on the play again as he might go and take it. He's going to take it all the way down around the 7-yard line, but the flag is back at the 42-yard line, and that looks like the area of holding. And we'll see if they're going to holding on Minerva. That is their 3rd holding penalty of the first half.
Yeah, the first one led to a turnover on downs, and then last time held them to a field goal as a result of those penalties.
So you're right. Minerva's kind of been their own worst enemy on some of these drives early on. 3rd holding penalty, so back them up. But they have overcome a few of these holding penalties tonight as well. Again, Minerva 3-1 on the season on a 3-game winning streak with wins over Crestwood, Springfield, and Sandy Valley last week, 47-12. This is their final game before they start EBC play next week against West Branch, a game that you'll be able to hear here on the Q92 Sports Network. We're jumping on the bandwagon. 11:49 clock running here in the first half. It's 10-0 Minerva. They're up on St. Thomas. They had the ball on their own 48-yard line after the penalty. 2nd down and 16. They're going to keep it himself. Kirkpatrick calls his own number. The freshman takes it down inside the 45 to the 44-yard line. So
Cannon Kirkpatrick, the ball carrier
Kirkpatrick
for
takes
Minerva.
it down back into Minerva territory. And I'll set up a third down, but much more manageable,
Picks
8
up 8 yards. It
for
brings up
the Minerva
third down
Lions.
and 8 for the Lions.
Again, St. Thomas still searching for
At
that
the
first
St.
win
Thomas
of the
44.
season. Playing this with a roster of under 30 players, one senior on the entire team. Some players just now getting back and starting to play. Third down and 8 now. Patrick under center. He's going to turn. He's going to hand it off to the running back on an end-around counter. He's going to take, big hit right at the first down marker. That was Nicholas Wandel who took it. I think he got enough for the first down, but he got stuck right at the sticks there. No, they're going to say short. I thought he got a little closer than that. Oh, okay, the line, okay.
Yeah,
Matter of fact, he got the first down.
Yep. Needed 8 and got it.
He just got 8. So
Wandel
move the
picks up
chains.
first down on the run.
The chain game wasn't moving. That's what threw me off. And
Yeah.
the fourth down guy was like standing a couple yards back.
Minerva
They get the first down.
at the
So
St.
here we
Thomas
go.
36-yard line.
Minerva driving again. 10:20 left to go in the first half. Up 10-0 and driving. First and 10 on the 36-yard line of St. Thomas. Cannon Kirkpatrick turns. Hands it off. Still going. Still pushing. But he'll be marked down right around the 31-yard line.
For the Lions.
As Timothy Kirkpatrick takes the handoff there and goes for a couple. As you can hear, a little windy here in Louisville, Ohio. Hitting our mics. Coming right off the lake. Right off Congress. Second down and 5. Ball on the 31-yard line. Second down and 5. Cannon Kirkpatrick going to turn. Going to try the end-around counter. It's going to go for a couple yards as they hand that one off to Nicholas Wandel. Wandel takes it. That'll bring a third down and short, probably about 2, maybe less than that. 9:20 clock running.
Yeah, very, very methodical. As
This is a Coach Slate's team right here. The clock is running, time of possession going their way, and methodically going down the field. Third down and 1 from the 27-yard line. Cannon Kirkpatrick under center. He'll take it, turn, hand it off to his running back. That's going to be enough for a first down. I'm just trying to see who it was.
I think it was Skylar.
That was Skylar Lab, 23. Skylar Lab, he took it there. The senior.
Skylar Lab, the ball carrier.
Again, a lot of guys are going to carry the ball for Minerva.
Gain of 9 into the RG Drag Red Zone.
RG Drag Red Zone again is where Minerva is driving. Looking for their third score of the night. First and 10. Ball on the 18-yard line. Kirkpatrick under center. And we have another flag on the play. What's this one going to be?
Penalty on the play.
We'll see what they call here. Encroachment on St. Thomas. I believe that's our first penalty of the night.
Offsides on the St. Thomas defense.
Yeah, first penalty of the night on the Knights. So, very disciplined team despite the record.
Yeah.
Bring up first down
Now
and 5
first down and 5 from the
13
13-yard line for the Minerva Lions. Cannon Kirkpatrick, the freshman quarterback, taking this Coach Slate system and running it very well in the first half of the season. Now he's going to be in shotgun. Takes the snap. He will throw. Looking, taking a shot towards the end zone. Jumps up and grabs it. They're going to say no. He landed out of bounds. That was a good ball. It made it there to Owen Schick, but he landed out of bounds.
Yeah, he went up there and got it, just not able to get the foot down as he came down to the ground. But nice play call there by Coach Slates and the Lions.
Yeah, they will sneak a throw in on you. And that's the same thing when he was at Perry. They'll run, but they will sneak a throw in on you. And that was a good ball by Cannon Kirkpatrick, the freshman.
Yeah, that's third pass. He hasn't connected on any, but each of them have looked good out of the hand.
Second down and 5. Ball on the St. Tom 13-yard line. Kirkpatrick now takes the snap. Going to hand it off. Give it to Timothy Kirkpatrick, who's going to take it all the way down towards the goal line. He is in. Touchdown, Minerva. That is the sophomore, Timothy Kirkpatrick. Minerva scores again.
Nicholas Wandel, the ball carrier.
And that
takes
was
it for the
a very
Minerva
impressive
touchdown.
Minerva drive, as it's 16-0, awaiting the extra point by Xander Kirkpatrick. Kick is up. Kick is good.
Kick is good.
All right, so your new score now. With 7:52 left to go in the first half, Minerva is now up 17-0 on St. Thomas Aquinas. We'll be back with the kickoff. You are listening to High School Football, brought to you by the Sarshone Auto Group here on the Q92 Sports Network.
From the daily driver, a heavy hauler, to a high-end auto investment, the Sarshone Auto Group is one of Northeast Ohio's leaders. With 6 locations: Sarshone Ford in Alliance and Randolph, Sarshone Chevrolet in Randolph and Garrettsville, Sarshone Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Dalton, and the Sarshone Auto Gallery in North Canton. The Sarshone Auto Group. Find out more at sarshone.com, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns.
Show your support to our St. Thomas Aquinas Knights every season, all year long.
This is head coach Zach Slates from the Minerva Lions. You're listening to High School Football on AM 1310 WDPN and the Q92 Sports Network.
Thank you, Coach Slates, as he has got Minerva up 17-0 here in the second quarter. As Kirkpatrick kicks it off, it'll be taken by Jenkins for the Knights at the 10, 15, up through the 20, 25, up over the 30. Good return by Jenkins, who, if you give him some space, he can definitely hurt you. Jameer Jenkins, the junior, with a good return to set up St. Thomas Aquinas here for their next possession with 7:44 left to go. Down 17-0, and you'd like to see St. Thomas. They want to see, they got to get a couple first downs maybe to get their confidence going a little bit.
Yeah, Coach Henderson talked before the game in the coach's corner about getting the ball into Jameer Jenkins' hands any way that you can. He just showed it there on a nice return out to the 33.
Bauman now in shotgun, going to have receiver to his right and twins to his left. Win with him in shotgun as they are set to go here. Bauman looks over the defense. Here comes the snap. He's going to turn, try to hand it off to Wynn. Wynn's got nowhere to go, cuts back. That's going to be a loss. Again, there are just no running lanes for Wynn when they try to run it with him up the middle.
Yeah, that Minerva defense hitting at the point of attack each time. Only one positive rush thus far for Wynn on the evening.
Loss of 4 yards.
Second down and 14 after that loss.
30-yard line. It'll be second down.
And here comes St. Thomas now in the huddle right now. Coming up on 7 minutes to go here in the first half. Don't forget, halftime, we'll get you a news update from our AM 1310 WDPN newsroom with Jeff Mears. We'll get you scores from around the area. We'll get you stats from the first half, get you set for the second half of action. Second down and 14 for St. Thomas. Bauman in shotgun. Sends his receiver from right to left. He's got trips now left. Bauman takes the snap. Back to pass. Throws a quick wide receiver screen. It is caught by his receiver. Goes forward and gets back almost to the line of scrimmage. That's another catch for Gianni Ashcraft, the sophomore, who catches that screen. Goes for a few yards. Should get him back to maybe 3rd and 11 or 3rd and 10. We'll see where they mark him. As he goes out of bounds to stop the clock, it'll be 11. 3rd down and 11 for St. Thomas.
Yeah, Bauman coming in after that opening drive. He's 3 or 4 through the air for 13 yards.
All right, 3rd down and 11 for St. Thomas Aquinas on their own 33-yard line, down 17-0 to Minerva here on the Q92 Sports Network. Receiver to the right, twins to the right, I'm sorry. Bauman takes a low snap. Pressure coming. Bauman trying to run for his life. Now he eludes a couple guys. Going to try to run it himself. There's just nowhere to go. He's going to be tackled down at the 30-yard line as he ran backwards.
The ball carrier for the Knights.
Tried the old Tecmo Bowl.
Yeah. Tried to circle back about 15 yards and then go positive, down. But lost to about 3 or 4 on the play to bring up 4th down.
Man, so another punt coming up here, and Bauman's going to have to punt for St. Thomas Aquinas, as they just can't seem, a lot like last week, just can't seem. Even though I think Bauman's doing a good job at quarterback tonight for St. Thomas, they just can't seem to get anything going and they're still chasing that first down. 4th and 14, 6 minutes left. Bauman will be punting from his 20-yard line. There's the snap. Here comes the punt. It is high, not going to be too far. It's going to be fair caught by...
Fair catch by the Lions on the punt. By
Link.
number
No,
2,
that's Keister.
Kendrick Keister.
And that's going to be fair caught around the 49-yard line or the 48-yard line. So Minerva going to have it, again, really good field position near midfield. And Coach Slates will send his offense back out there again. Some scores while we have a second. McKinley's up 14-7 on Perry in the second quarter. Jackson's up 14-7 on Green. Massillon and St. Ed still tied at 7. And how about Alliance up 21-0 over Canton Central? Alliance looking also to go 4-1.
Yeah.
Here we go. Kirkpatrick under center. He's back to pass on this one. Going to let it rip again. Looking for his receiver. Overshoots him that time. Too much on it. Was looking to get Chick again as Slates wanted to take a shot on that one. I don't blame him.
Yeah,
it'll bring up second down and 10 for the Lions.
It's a known thing that Coach Slates likes to run the ball, so you have to throw in a pass here or there to keep the defense honest.
Yeah, he'll let you get those safeties, creep them up, and he'll be patient with it. But you're right. He will take a shot. You've got to have your safeties and DBs need to be disciplined because you want them to come up and support the run, obviously, but they need to be aware that they don't throw it, but they will.
Right.
All right, here we go. Second down and 10. 5:42 left to go in the first half. Your score is 17-0. Minerva on top of St. Thomas Aquinas. Their own 46-yard line. Cannon Kirkpatrick under center. Now, we're going to give it to Linkus around the right end. Breaks a tackle up over the 50. 45. Hurdles a man. 40. Down around the 38-yard line. Linkus running hard and hurdling people. Back into St. Thomas Aquinas territory. First down, Minerva Lions here. 5:26 and clock running here in the second quarter.
Yeah, 4 of 7. 4 of the 7 rushes for Linkus have gone for double digits. That one, 16 yards for the first down.
So the ball's now on the 39-yard line for Minerva. Now in shotgun, Cannon Kirkpatrick. Looks over the defense, sends a tight end in motion from left to right. He's going to throw again, taking another shot, looking for Linkus, but second straight throw, they've gone deep, and that's the second straight ball that sailed on the freshman quarterback.
Yeah, Kirkpatrick, they're clearly just trying to toss it up, let the receiver run under it, but leading them just a little too far on these attempts this drive.
4:54, clock stopped. It's 17-0. Minerva on top of St. Thomas. Thank you guys for checking us out on YouTube. We appreciate you. Feel free to leave a comment in the comments section. Let us know where you're listening from. Whether you're a St. Tom fan or a Minerva fan, we appreciate you guys having us on here tonight. Second down and 10 from the 39-yard line. Freshman quarterback Cannon Kirkpatrick under center. Looks over the defense. Going to turn, going to hand it off to Lane Hawk. Lane Hawk breaks some tackles, cuts it inside the 30. Still on his feet. He's going to get it all the way down to near the 20-yard line by the time he's done. We'll see where they mark him.
Number 33.
Good run by Lane Hawk, the senior. As that was a good end around there. First down.
Down to the St. Thomas.
So that takes to the St. Thomas 22-yard line.
Down to the St. Thomas 22-yard line.
And that is where it'll be, first and 10.
The Lions at the Aquinas 22.
The Lions trying to punch it in again here in the latter parts of the first half. First and 10, the 22-yard line. Kirkpatrick under center. Turns, going to hand it to Linkus around the right end. Linkus tackled, falls forward for about a yard or two. Good tackle there by Wynn again, who is a good linebacker for St. Thomas Aquinas. He's got a lot of tackles here in the first half.
Yeah, we call his name a lot on the defensive side for St. Thomas. Each time solid tackles, not, tripping and hoping that they fall. He wraps them up and brings them down.
He's a hitter on defense for St. Thomas. Under 4 minutes to go, 3:55, clock running, 17-0 Minerva on top of St. Thomas. They have the ball on the 19-yard line back in the R.G. Drake red zone. 2nd and 7 for the Lions. They turn. Linkus takes it around the right end again. Again tackled. As the tackler might be down for St. Thomas. They roll him over on his back as we have our first injured player of the night. They turn him over on his back as they're checking on him. He's definitely moving. So we don't have to worry about anything like that. I don't know, maybe just got the wind knocked out of him or a stinger.
Yeah, maybe.
But another good job of the linebackers for St. Thomas to come up. You know, you look here at this time, and you look at these players coming over St. Thomas, and you can see the helmets off, and a lot of them, like, you know, struggling to catch their breath. And like I said, under 30 players, even some players injured here tonight, one senior. I mean, this is a lot to ask juniors, sophomores, and freshmen on the varsity level. I mean, there's a lot of guys that, as the player is up for St. Thomas, and that was number, I believe, 51. Is that 51?
Yeah, I do believe so, and I don't think we have him on our roster.
Nope, not even on the add-ons. I apologize, both number 51 and 0. We do not have them on our roster. If anyone listening would happen to know who wears 51 for St. Thomas Aquinas or number 0 for St. Thomas Aquinas, we would love for you to tell us in the comments so we can give their name the recognition it deserves.
No gain on the last play.
So no gain on that play. I'm glad number 51 came off under his own power.
19.
3rd down and 7 from the 19-yard line. They get lined back up. 3:34 left to go here. Clock running again. Kirkpatrick turns. Going to hand it off to his running back. He's going to take it all the way into the end zone. That is going to be number 25, Ethan Weaver, with the touchdown. Almost went in untouched, Derek. Touchdown, Minerva.
Yeah, 3 touchdowns. 3 different running backs scoring those touchdowns. So spreading the ball, spreading the wealth for Coach Slates and the Lions offense as they look to go ahead 24-0 with this point after touchdown.
So Kirkpatrick will attempt the extra point. It is up. It is good. Kirkpatrick hits that one. And your new score
Minerva 24.
now is
St. Thomas Aquinas nothing.
Minerva 24, St. Thomas Aquinas nothing. We'll be back with the kickoff. This is high school football brought to you by the Sarshone Auto Group right here on the Q92 Sports Network.
Looking for quality glass and mirror work you can trust? At Cardinal Glass and Mirror in Canton, we handle it all, residential, commercial, and industrial. From window replacements to custom glass and custom mirrors, we've got you covered. We're a small, locally owned business, and we live by one promise. If we won't put it in our home, we won't put it in yours. Call today, 330-478-0075. Visit us online at cardinalglassmirror.com or stop by at 1857 Whipple Avenue Northwest in Canton.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Well, Minerva is trying their best to get to 4-1 on the season as they have now opened up a 24-0 lead over the St. Thomas Aquinas Knights with 3:22 left to go here in the first half. St. Thomas about to get the ball back here on the kickoff by Kirkpatrick. There's the kick. It's going to go out of bounds. I know that should take it to 35, right?
I don't see a flag.
No flag. The ball. There we go. I was like, guys, that went out of bounds right in front of you. So St. Thomas will get good field position here, and they're going to come out here.
Yeah, best starting. Second best after the 4.
Yeah. So this is one of their better field positions to start a drive with. Still looking for their first down of the first half. And I think, it might be a case maybe when they get that first one, maybe something will get going for them here. But they just have had a lot of trouble. First and 10, ball at the 35-yard line. St. Thomas down 24-0. The St. Thomas Aquinas to the Minerva Lions. Coach Slate's first year here. Coming over from the Federal League to the Eastern Buckeye Conference, and that play starts next week.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be interesting. As we have, what do we have? A timeout?
Timeout here for Coach Henderson.
Timeout for Coach Henderson. And that's a Friends and Family Credit Union timeout. Come join the fam. So, yeah, and we'll talk about it more maybe in the second half, but it's been a great non-conference year for Minerva. Should they hold on, I mean, you're looking at going 4-1 in the first half of the season before you get to conference play. But conference play does start next week, and it's going to be interesting. You've got 3-1 West Branch out there next week. You've got Salem 2-2 at home. You're at Marlington, who's 2-2 on the season. Alliance is rolling again tonight. They're looking at being 4-1. Carrollton 2-2 on the season. And what's funny is with all those teams, you got different styles of offenses in that as well. When you look at what what Minerva does. Well, the EBC's kind of used to that with Carrollton to an extent.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be interesting to see how Coach Slate's Minerva squad measures up when league play starts next week. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, a lot of parity there. You said it. 3-1 schools and 2-2. So.
Again, West Branch still has a stranglehold on that conference. Will it continue this year? Bauman turns, hands off to Wynn. Wynn looking for a place to go. Cuts it outside, stiff arms, but falls down. Will be another loss for Wynn, who just unfortunately has nowhere to go. Nowhere to go. And as far as St. Thomas goes, next week they're on the road taking on Warren JFK. They have Crestline, Richmond Heights, Mogadore. That's a tough game. Then their rival, Canton Central, who unfortunately Canton Central is still struggling too, and they're down big to Alliance right now.
Yeah,
both Catholic schools could be looking at an 0-5 start possibly.
Yeah, Canton Central Catholic down to their third-string quarterback already. And
2:40 left to go. Clock running here in the first half. It's 2nd and 11 for St. Thomas Aquinas. Bauman in shotgun. Low snap goes behind Bauman. He's got to pick it up and just fall on it. And that'll take him all the way back to the 15-yard line. And I think the refs are being generous.
Yeah, loss of 19.
Back at his own.
So another bad snap. That's about the third bad snap tonight for St. Thomas. So back up the Knights. 3rd down and forever. 30 for the St. Thomas Aquinas Knights.
15.
Clock under 2 minutes now.
Again, come up at halftime. We'll get you news from Jeff Mears. Come back, get you stats from the first half. We'll get you a look around the scoreboard, and we'll get some first half analysis before we get going here in the second half. But 3rd down and 30 for St. Thomas. 1:40 clock running here in the first half. Bauman in shotgun, trips to his right. He's back to pass, looking, wants to let it rip, sets up a little screen to Win underneath, but he'll be tackled immediately at the 15-yard line for really no gain. That'll bring up 4th down. Coach Slate's not using a timeout here. I wondered if he would.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing here. You still have all 3 timeouts. St. Thomas will receive the opening kickoff of the second half.
Yeah.
They're within a score of getting to that 30-point threshold for the running clock.
And I wondered if Coach Slate would want that to start the second half with a running clock. But electing not to. Back to return is Keister standing at the St. Thomas 40. A good punt. And that's going to go out of bounds right near midfield around the 48-49-yard line. And that's where Coach Slates will send back out his offense. And if you are Coach Slates, you got 48 and you still got 3. Do you try to get to that 30-point threshold to ensure a running clock, or do you just go up to halftime, up 24-0, and just work on getting ready for the second half to come out here strong?
Yeah, definitely an interesting decision on Coach Slate's part here. Well, I think we'll be able to tell a lot by how this first down play goes.
Here we go. 1st down and 10 on the 49-yard line of St. Thomas Aquinas. Freshman Cannon Kirkpatrick will come out in shotgun now. Twins right. Tight end to the left. They send that tight end in motion. They're going to turn. They're going to run it. They're going to give it to their running back, Ethan Weaver, is going to take it down to around the 47-yard line.
Carrier for the Lions.
And clock running. And they're still going to run a play in, but Slate looks like he's in. Doesn't want to use those timeouts. 30 seconds left to go here.
At the 47.
Cannon Kirkpatrick or whatever one lined up again. Same formation. Twins right, tight end to the left. Kirkpatrick takes it. They're going to hand it off to Wandel. Wandel takes it down to maybe the 43-yard line, and that should be the last play of the first half.
And that brings the first.
And it is. So we played 2 quarters of football, and your score, 24-0. Minerva on top of St. Thomas Aquinas. And before we set it off for the halftime show, you know, Derek, it was our first look at Minerva all season long, our first time to have Minerva on the Q92 Sports Network. And this team definitely is a Coach Slate's team.
Yeah, very, very disciplined, very focused, and positive plays, and even when they have been held to negative plays or coming off penalty, they don't let that get them down. It's on to the next one.
Right. And much like a Slate's team too, run, control the clock, but then they'll throw that pass. He did that at Perry. He's doing that here tonight. And they talked about, before the game, we talked about how the word is that the players from Minerva just totally have bought in to this system and this program here, and seeing it for just a half, it sure looks like that's true.
Yeah, definitely a lot of buy-in, and it's great to see, a new coach come in, and it's new opportunities for the players, new coaching staff all the way around, and, a lot going right for the Minerva Lions thus far this year.
So he'll go in at halftime up 24-0. Coach Henderson will go in and maybe try to make some adjustments at halftime as well. I mean, I know they want to get that run game going, but man, it is tough to get. And when you can't get the running game going, you can't establish the run, it really puts your passing game behind the 8 ball too.
Yeah, a lot of times, that run game does open up the passing lanes for your quarterback, and the Minerva defense has done great all night keeping the St. Thomas Aquinas offense under wraps.
All right, so we're going to send it back for a break. Then we'll get you a news update with Jeff Mears, and then we'll come back. We'll get you stats for the first half, scores from around the area, and get you set for the second half of action. But after 2 quarters of play, your score, 24-0. Minerva is on top of St. Thomas Aquinas. This is high school football, brought to you by the Sarshone Auto Group right here on the Q92 Sports Network.
Looking for quality glass and mirror work you can trust? At Cardinal Glass and Mirror in Canton, we handle it all, residential, commercial, and industrial. From window replacements to custom glass and custom mirrors, we've got you covered. We're a small, locally owned business, and we live by one promise. If we won't put it in our home, we won't put it in yours. Call today, 330-478-0075. Visit us online at cardinalglassmirror.com or stop by at 1857 Whipple Avenue Northwest in Canton. Do you need a tree removed, trimmed, or a stump ground into oblivion? Call Bowman's Tree Service, your friendly family-owned tree experts serving Carroll and Stark counties. They don't just chop and trim, they also deliver all-natural mulch, compost, and seasoned firewood to keep your garden blooming and your fires roaring. Whether you're tackling that troublesome tree or prepping for cozy nights by the fire, they've got you covered. Quality work, no hassles. Call them 330-704-3399 and let's make your trees and worries disappear.
From the daily driver, a heavy hauler, to a high-end auto investment, the Sarshone Auto Group is one of Northeast Ohio's leaders. With 6 locations, Sarshone Ford in Alliance and Randolph, Sarshone Chevrolet in Randolph and Garrettsville, Sarshone Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Dalton, and the Sarshone Auto Gallery in North Canton. The Sarshone Auto Group. Find out more at sarshone.com, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns.
High school football exemplifies the true meaning of teamwork. At Friends and Family Credit Union, our team of local friendly professionals offer the same true spirit for our members with a wide array of products from vehicle loans to personal loans, family secure checking with ID Protect, mortgage, home equity line of credit, and more. For over 60 years, we have the game plan for your financial well-being. Visit any of our 3 convenient locations, online or mobile banking. Now, more than ever, it's time to bring a friend into the family.
This is head coach Kevin Henderson from St. Thomas Aquinas High School. You're listening to High School Football on Q92 Sports Network.
From the newsroom, I'm Jeff Mears with this halftime edition of Q92 News. A man accused of kidnapping a woman at knife point at a Jackson Township hotel makes his initial court appearance. 38-year-old Jamie Triplett of Canton was arraigned today in Massillon Municipal Court on charges of aggravated robbery, kidnapping, disrupting public services, and aggravated menacing. He pleaded not guilty. Bond was set at $1 million. Triplett allegedly forced a 31-year-old woman into a vehicle at the Roadway Inn on Sunset Strip Northwest Wednesday night. The following morning, they were found at a hotel in Perry Township. The woman was not injured. Triplett is scheduled to return to court Thursday for a preliminary hearing. He was convicted of rape and kidnapping in 2012 and released from prison in February. A Canton woman is acquitted of a disorderly conduct charge stemming from the assault of her 11-year-old daughter. 34-year-old Paige DeShong was found not guilty Wednesday during a bench trial in Canton Municipal Court. Judge Dennis Barr dismissed a count of obstructing official business. DeShong was accused of attempting to fight a woman who was under arrest for beating her daughter at a park on Stark Avenue Southwest in Canton. 19-year-old Destiny Scott of Canton told police the girl slapped her in the face. She was sentenced to 18 months in prison after pleading guilty in July to a reduced count of aggravated assault. Scott was given credit for 98 days served. A jail cell is now home for an East Canton man who pleaded no contest to one misdemeanor count each of cruelty to companion animals and sexual conduct with an animal. 29-year-old Joseph Domer entered the plea Wednesday in Canton Municipal Court. Judge Mary Thalvey sentenced him to 180 days in jail. 60 days were suspended on condition of 2 years good behavior. Domer also is not allowed to own a pet. According to court records, Domer took part in a sex act with a canine in April 2024. The dog nearly suffocated. Domer and 25-year-old Jonathan Cunningham of Alena were sentenced in July after pleading guilty to similar charges involving a different dog. The activity occurred from October 2024 to May of this year. A Stark County grand jury has indicted a man who allegedly shot at an Alliance home. 42-year-old Derek Miller of Alliance was charged with felonious assault, improperly discharging a firearm at or into a habitation, and having weapons under disability. He pleaded not guilty today during his arraignment in Common Pleas Court. A pretrial hearing is scheduled for Wednesday. On July 28th, Miller allegedly shot at a home on East Ely Street. 2 people were inside when the residence was hit by gunfire. The grand jury declined to indict 2 other suspects. Kurt Conrad submitted a surprise resignation email to board members August 6th as CEO of the Stark Area Regional Transit Authority. Thursday, the board approved a severance package. The repository reports Conrad will receive about $100,000 over a 6-month period. As part of the deal, he must drop any legal claims against SARTA and not work for a public transit agency in Stark or an adjoining county for 6 months. Conrad's letter said he would be leaving in August 2026. A week later, the sides agreed he would leave immediately. Conrad had led SARTA since July 2009. He did not give a reason for his resignation. More news after this.
The Q92 Sports Network brings you more high school football and basketball games than anyone else, by far. But did you know that you can go back and listen to our broadcast again? Simply go to the Q92 radio page on SoundCloud. We've posted the games we broadcast for everyone to go back and relive. We have playlists filled with our high school football broadcasts from 2016 to this season. So go to SoundCloud now, follow Q92 Radio, and listen. And thank you for listening to all of our sports broadcasts of high school football and basketball on the Q92 Sports Network.
A former treasurer of the Carrollton Exempted Village Schools pleaded guilty to theft in office and records tampering. 50-year-old Amy Spears will be sentenced October 7th. She admitted improperly using nearly $28,000 while serving as treasurer between September 2022 and October 2024. Spears wrote checks to herself for tuition reimbursement for college classes she did not take. She also wrote herself a $5,000 check. Spears was placed on paid leave April 1st. She may no longer serve in public office. Charges are pending in connection with a fatal crash in Rootstown Township. Highway Patrol says a car was southbound on New Milford Road September 12th when it failed to yield at a stop sign. The vehicle, driven by a 25-year-old Bristolville man, hit a sewer truck at Talmadge Road. Neither driver was hurt. A passenger in the car, 81-year-old Dolores Chiappini of Aurora, died at the scene. The truck is owned by the city of Kent and was being driven to Edinburgh auctions by a city employee. The patrol says they were not at fault. An East Palestine man is headed to prison after pleading guilty to child pornography charges. 75-year-old Robert Rogers was sentenced to 5 years behind bars today by Columbiana County Common Pleas Judge Scott Washin. He was given credit for 23 days served. Rogers pleaded guilty in July to 17 counts of pandering obscenity involving a minor. He was indicted in January. The charges resulted from a June 2024 incident in which he allegedly possessed child porn. Rogers will spend 5 years on probation and must register as a Tier 2 sex offender. 19 years in prison is the sentence for an East Liverpool man. Investigators say 32-year-old Joseph DeSaro was involved in drug activity throughout last year. He was sentenced this week in Columbiana County Common Pleas Court after more than 8,000 fentanyl pills, over 30 grams of powder fentanyl, and more than 90 grams of cocaine were found during multiple investigations. Investigators also seized $15,000 in suspected drug proceeds. A man is charged after a child is injured in a shooting in Warren. Police responded to St. Joseph Hospital Thursday after a 2-year-old was brought there with a gunshot wound. Officers concluded the child was playing with a gun when it went off and they lost part of a finger. The alleged incident occurred at a home on Prospect Avenue Northwest. Police discovered 5 dogs at the address that had been neglected. 23-year-old Narelle Frank was arrested and charged with endangering children and 5 counts of cruelty to companion animals. He pleaded not guilty during arraignment today in Warren Municipal Court. Frank was ordered to have no contact with the victim or have any animals. His next court appearance is slated for Thursday. We'll return you to the stadium for the second half of tonight's game, but first a look at the forecast. For the overnight, mostly clear skies with a low around 56. Mostly sunny Saturday with a high of 85. For Q92 News, I'm Jeff Mears.
Do you need a tree removed, trimmed, or a stump ground into oblivion? Call Bowman's Tree Service, your friendly family-owned tree experts serving Carroll and Stark counties. They don't just chop and trim, they also deliver all-natural mulch, compost, and seasoned firewood to keep your garden blooming and your fires roaring. Whether you're tackling that troublesome tree or prepping for cozy nights by the fire, they've got you covered. Quality work, no hassles. Call them 330-704-3399 and let's make your trees and worries disappear.
RG Drag, Stark County's premier career center, offers programs that prepares its students at the high school level for careers and continued education beyond high school. Upon completion, RG Drag students have an immediate opportunity to obtain a well-paying job in many exciting career fields. We offer everything from culinary, dental assisting, engineering, sports turf and landscape, welding, and so much more. Contact RG Drag to find a program and career that's the perfect fit for you. RG Drag, where careers begin.
Looking for quality glass and mirror work you can trust? At Cardinal Glass and Mirror in Canton, we handle it all, residential, commercial, and industrial. From window replacements to custom glass and custom mirrors, we've got you covered. We're a small, locally owned business, and we live by one promise. If we won't put it in our home, we won't put it in yours. Call today, 330-478-0075. Visit us online at cardinalglassmirror.com or stop by at 1857 Whipple Avenue Northwest in Canton.
From the daily driver, a heavy hauler, to a high-end auto investment, the Sarshone Auto Group is one of Northeast Ohio's leaders. With 6 locations, Sarshone Ford in Alliance and Randolph, Sarshone Chevrolet in Randolph and Garrettsville, Sarshone Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Dalton, and the Sarshone Auto Gallery in North Canton. The Sarshone Auto Group. Find out more at sarshone.com, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
As you hear the Minerva band performing right now at halftime, welcome you back to the booth here. It is 24-0. The Minerva Lions looking to go to 4-1 on the season, up on the St. Thomas Aquinas Knights. Christian Bigglesworth, Derek Dimmitt here, bringing you all the action here tonight. Hope you enjoyed that news update and that forecast. Now, Derek, that first half was interesting. Like I said, we definitely saw that this Minerva team in person definitely has taken on the characteristics and the attitude of a Coach Slate's coach team.
Yeah, very disciplined and the ground and pound with that wing T variation and a lot of motion and 6 different running backs have been used so far. So fresh legs out there, and for St. Thomas, you've mentioned it a couple times. Their numbers are bleak, and a lot of guys going offense and defense.
Yeah,
and,
no break, special teams, never been able to come off the field at all.
Yeah, so
one senior.
Yeah.
So it really is tough for them. And Coach Henderson, they're doing the best job that they can. Good thing is all these young players are getting varsity experience.
Right.
Freshmen, juniors, and sophomores are all getting real, true varsity time. They can come back next year and maybe with some increased numbers, maybe some new kids coming in, or maybe a bigger freshman class next year coming in as well. It can help build on what they're doing. Let's get some statistics from the first half here with Derek.
Yeah, we'll start with the host, the St. Thomas Aquinas Knights. Quarterback Caden Bauman. He is 4 of 5 for 13 yards in the first half. Leading receiver is sophomore Gianni Ashcraft. He has 2 receptions, 9 yards. And Karan Wynn has 2 receptions for 4 yards. Flipping it over now to the visitors, the Minerva Lions. It's been a lot on the ground. Unfortunately, if there is a downside thus far for the Lions, they are 0 for 5 through the air. So would like to see that a little bit better if you're Coach Slates. But leading rusher thus far is Nathaniel Linkus. He has 61 yards on 9 rushes, and following him is number 25. That's Ethan Weaver. He has 37 rushing yards on 4 attempts, including a 19-yard touchdown. And then Timothy Kirkpatrick, 4 rushes, 35 yards, including a 13-yard touchdown run. Nicholas Wandel, he has 5 rushes, 31 yards, including an 11-yard touchdown. So spreading the ball around, giving different guys opportunities, and the offensive line just creating holes, and the running backs finding space, making cuts, breaking tackles. It's been a clinic thus far for the Lions.
Yes, it has. Now let's go over some scores from around the area here as we go to the scoreboard and see what other schools are doing out there. All right, here, let's hit the refresh so I get you the latest, greatest here. Probably refresh on me anyway. Third quarter, Hoover and Louisville tied at 7. Fairless and Oroville are tied at 14 apiece. Ridgewood up 14-0 over East Canton. East Canton 4-0 on the season. At halftime, Jackson leads Green 17-7. At halftime, Massillon's on top of Lakewood St. Ed's 21-7. Tuslaw and Triway are tied at 14 at half. At halftime, also, Canton McKinley is up 20-10 over the Perry Panthers. Second quarter, Strasburg, Oliver, Sandy Valley, 35-0. Halftime, Alliance is up 35-7 over the Canton Central Catholic Crusaders. Lake up over Glen Oak, 28-7 in the second quarter there. East and Shaw, no score there. We have at halftime, I believe, Northwest and Canton South. Northwest leads that game by a score of 10-7 here in the first half. So there's some of the latest scores from around the area. We're going to take another timeout, come back, and we're going to get you set again for the second half of action here, as we are about a little less than 4 minutes away from the kickoff of the second half between Minerva and St. Thomas Aquinas, with Minerva up at halftime 24-0. This is high school football. Brought to you by the Sarshone Auto Group here on the Q92 Sports Network.
It's time for Purple Raider football. Catch every snap, every score, and every big moment all season long on AM 1310 WDPN. This year, it's even easier to follow the 13-time national champion, Mount Union Purple Raiders. Listen live on AM 1310, the WDPN Facebook and X pages, and streaming on the Q92 YouTube channel. Sam Berkwin and Ryan Bevere are back in the booth, bringing you all the action. Don't miss a minute of Mount Union football on AM 1310 WDPN.
Missed the big game? Don't worry, Q92 has you covered. Check out our SoundCloud page where you can relive every exciting moment. From high school football, basketball, baseball, and softball to Mount Union football and basketball, we've got it all. That's every broadcast from this season, and even classics going all the way back to 2016. Follow Q92 Radio on SoundCloud and never miss a play, a call, or the thrill of the game. Q92 Radio on SoundCloud, your home for every game, every season.
Hey, sports fans, want the latest local sports news, game photos, coach and player interviews, and live play-by-play coverage? Then follow Q92 Sports on social media now. We're on Facebook, Instagram, X, Threads, YouTube, and SoundCloud. Like, follow, and subscribe today. Catch the highlights, relive the moments, and stay connected to your hometown teams. Q92 Sports, your home for everything local sports. Real teams, real action, real coverage. Follow Q92 Sports on social media.
Looking for your home for local sports? Head over to Q92radiosports.com, the official website of Q92 Sports Network. Catch every live broadcast of high school games and Mount Union sports. Stay up to date with the latest local sports stories. Check scores from around the area and never miss a game with our full broadcast schedule. It's everything sports all in one place. Q92radiosports.com, your local sports connection.
This is head coach Zach Slates from the Minerva Lions. You're listening to high school football on AM 1310 WDPN and the Q92 Sports Network.
All right, welcome back as now both teams are back on the field. St. Thomas warming up in their end zone. Minerva just now coming out as we're getting ready to start here this second half. And Derek, if you're Coach Slates, I'm sure you just tell me you want to come out here in the second half, keep doing our thing, keep executing. And they probably want to get to that threshold where they can get this game out of here because you're probably thinking to a point, if we can get it there, we can get out of here, maybe get some players out so, you don't want to risk any injury as league play is the following week.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit. They have West Branch next week, so that's a big one to open EBC play. And with how deadlocked everything is in the conference thus far, with their out-of-conference records, you definitely don't want to pick up any unnecessary injuries, but, keep it disciplined, take care of business and, finish off this business trip.
Yeah, so you have that. And as far as St. Thomas, I think if you're Coach Henderson, you just want to see some positives because you want the kids to start seeing some positives so they can build their confidence. Like I said, a first half with no first downs.
Right.
You want to get that first one. You want to get Bauman a couple more completions. Let him see that he can run this offense. You want to maybe somehow find a hole for your running game as well here in the second half because you're still coaching this team. You're still trying to get this team to improve. You're still getting all these guys this varsity experience this year. Again, one senior on the entire team. I repeat that a lot because I've never heard of that before. I really haven't.
Yeah, it's very...
You come across teams, Derek, that are maybe light in the seniors.
Right, yeah. Maybe
you don't come across
you
don't come across a team that has one.
Right.
And this team's out here and they're playing hard. Like I said, they don't even have 30 kids. There's kids here with their jerseys on that are hurt that I'm sure they could use anybody that they can. And but they're out here and they're scrapping and they're fighting every week and they show up. And I can tell you because we've been here the last 2 weeks, they show up excited.
Right.
They show up with energy.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not, this is not a team that's out here and you're sitting here going, why are they even playing? Because sometimes you run across teams like that where you could just tell there's no life, there's no energy, that's not the case with this team. We've seen them now twice.
Yeah, back weeks here, and Coach Henderson does a great job of getting his guys ready, his team ready, because, they do have the kicker that is a girl, so we have to, but yeah, just the effort's there. It's just the results haven't matched that effort, unfortunately, thus far for the Knights.
So we'll see what Coach Henderson comes up with. Now, St. Thomas does have the ball first to start the second half with this 24-0 lead. But again, if Minerva were to get a stop here and go and score, and it were to get to that 30-point threshold, for those who aren't familiar, then we would be in a running clock situation. What that means is the clock would run continuously no matter what. Incomplete passes, it's running. Penalties, it's running. You run out of bounds, it's running. It would stop for injury, timeouts, and change of possession. Now, that has to get to 31st. St. Thomas could take this kick back or come down and score, and that wouldn't even be an issue. But also, too, when you hit that 30 threshold, if at any point in time the game goes back under that 30-point threshold, you go right back to regular football game timing. So, I know most of you know that, but I always like to repeat that because sometimes every once in a while, you'd be surprised when people that don't actually know the rules of the running clock here in the state of Ohio. So St. Thomas back here to return. There's 12 minutes back on the clock. Let's see what Coach Henderson and his coaching staff can come up with. The Knights will be going from right to left to start the third quarter. Minerva to kick it off here, up 24-0. So we have a late addition to the kick return team for St. Thomas Aquinas as number 1, Travion Elliott, a junior. So we're set to go here. There's the kickoff. It's going to be a nice kickoff. It'll be fielded around the 15-yard line, up over the 20. 25. Still on his feet, up over the 30 to the 35-yard line. That's our man Jenkins. Yes, it is. Boy, you'd love to see them find ways to get him the ball in space. He really is an athlete.
Yeah, he's had 2 nice kick returns to try to spark the offense, but unfortunately, no stats on offense thus far for Jameer Jenkins.
Boy, Hoover took the second half opening kickoff back for a touchdown. They're up now over Louisville. The battle of the undefeated, 14-7. So, how about that? All right, here comes St. Thomas, 1st and 10 on their own 35. Waiting the officials to say, let's go. All right, they say, let's go. Bauman in shotgun. Takes the snap. They're going to turn, hand it off to Wynn. Wynn going to try to find some positive running yards. Ducks it outside, tries to get the corner. Does! And takes it to about the 40-yard line. The best run of the night for St. Thomas and Wynn.
Yeah, 5 yards on that rush. Definitely the best one that Garon Wynn has had thus far. They did have a pass for 6 yards, so not their longest play from scrimmage, but a good one to start this drive.
2nd down and 5. Ball on their own 40-yard line. St. Thomas with their first possession of the second half. Looking for their first down of the game. They're halfway there. 2nd down and 5. Bauman in shotgun. Again, he's going to have number 0 with him on the right side, and we do apologize. We do not have a 0 on our roster at all. Bauman looking to throw. Now he's going to roll to his right, looking to run for the first down. He's going to go out of bounds around the 42, maybe the 43-yard line. That'll set up a 3rd down for the Knights here with 10:56 left to go in the 3rd quarter. The Knights down 24-0 to Minerva.
Yeah, 4th down and 3, or excuse me, 3rd down and 3 for the Knights here. So probably their most manageable 3rd down that they face, looking here for their first down of the night.
3rd down and 3. Karan Wynn back in for the Knights. 10:56 left to go in the 3rd quarter. 24-0. St. Thomas trails Minerva. St. Thomas with the ball. 3rd and 3 on their own 42-yard line. Bauman and shotgun. Wynn is back there with him. He's got twins left, receiver to the right. Takes the snap. They're going to try to run it with Wynn. Wynn's looking for somewhere to go. Wynn goes forward. He is going to be stalemated right at the line of scrimmage. Not going to get it. Not really going to get close to it. That's going to set up 4th down and 3, I believe, for the St. Thomas Aquinas Knights. We'll see what Coach Henderson wants to do, and I think he's going to send in punt team.
They'll bring up 4th and 3.
Yeah, I wasn't sure here. 4th down and 3. You know,
I thought they might go
manageable.
Yeah,
down 24-0 here to start the 3rd quarter, but opting to send out the punt team and try to pin the Lions back deep.
10:15 clock running. St. Thomas is about to punt it away. Bauman will punt it. They're sending St. Thomas again. Is sending out of the game Kyle Hall again. Kai Hall will come out. Coming into the ball game will be Tyshawn Dixon, a junior. He'll have to get lined up. It's about the 3rd or 4th time the officials have made someone from St. Tom come out of the game.
Mm-hmm.
High snap. Bauman with the punt. It is a decent punt. It's going to be, fumbled by Minerva, but they luckily fall on it. Keister got on his Keister there with the ball. That could have been disastrous for Minerva.
Yeah, that could definitely given the St. Thomas Aquinas Knights their spark there, but able to fall on that muff punt to bring the Lions offense back onto the field for the first time in the second half.
All right, Minerva is back out there for the first time on offense now. 9:40 left to go in the 3rd quarter. They're up 24-0, and with it, freshman quarterback Cannon Kirkpatrick going back at quarterback. He's going to be in shotgun on 1st down. Patrick rolling out to his left, looking, throws, he's got it to his receiver. That is DeLinkus. Linkus out of bounds, but should have enough for a 1st down as a completion by Cannon, the freshman quarterback. A lot of passes for Coach Slate's team.
Yeah, that's pass number 6 on the night.
We could get to 10 before this game's over. Coach Slate's turning over a new leaf at Minerva. All right, 1st down and 10. The ball's at the 32-yard line. He must not have went out of bounds, so the clock's running. 9:20 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Kirkpatrick under center now. They turn. He's going to throw it again. Throws a slant. Ooh, that was almost intercepted by Jenkins, who tried to jump the route. He looks at his sideline, says that close, and he was that close, and that would have been a pick six.
Yeah, he had momentum. It went off of his hands, but great jump there by Jenkins to jump that route and break it up, and
he's a player. Yeah, he's a football player. He's a playmaker. 9:08 clock stopped here. 2nd down and 10. Ball on their own 32-yard line. Here comes Minerva. Kenny Kirkpatrick will be under center now. Takes the snap. Linkus around the end. He cuts it back inside 35, up to maybe the 38-yard line.
Linkus,
positive run there for
the
Linkus. For Minerva now set up a 3rd down and about maybe 4 as clock running. 8:53 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. 24-0. Minerva on top.
His own 38-yard line. It's 3rd
the
down.
Guardians
and 4
up 2-0
for
already.
Lions from their own 38.
If they pull that off, that'll be incredible.
Yeah, that's
just incredible if they pull that off. And if Detroit, if they complete that, also incredible. 3rd and 4 for Minerva under center. Kirkpatrick going to turn, do an end around the lane. Hawk is going to get the first down. 45-50, 55-40. Oh, he almost broke it free. Just tackled by the last person that could have done it. First down, Minerva into St. Thomas territory, all the way down to about the 38, 37-yard line.
The ball carrier on the play.
Yeah, Lane Hawk, a 24-yard rush there to put it into St. Thomas territory down to the 38-yard line.
Takes the ball down to the St.
So
Thomas
first down and 10
line.
for the
First
Minerva
and 10 for
Lions.
Minerva at the Aquinas 38.
Here they go. Kirkpatrick sends a receiver in motion from left to right. He's going to throw again, rolling out to his right. Throws, it is, he got it to his receiver, Owen Schick, a little on his outside shoulder, but Schick probably should have caught that. Stops the clock with 7:49 left to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, looking at the stat sheet, Kirkpatrick 1 of 8 on the night, but he's had about 2 or 3 at least go through his receiver's hands, so not all on the freshman quarterback.
06-9.
And Coach Slate's coming here to Minerva, and he's got this quarterback for the next 3 years as well. He's set up pretty good, it looks like, if this is him as a freshman. 2nd down and 10, ball on the St. Tom 38-yard line. Kirkpatrick in shotgun, takes a snap. Going to call his own number, taking around the right end, cuts back inside the 30, down to the 25, and he is tackled by his face mask. Flags flying everywhere as he was tackled literally by his face mask. You're going to tack on easily 15 yards to that one. Derek, that's going to put him well within the RG Drake red zone.
Yeah, not malicious, but looked very terrible.
It definitely snapped him around. No, I don't think that was, I agree, that wasn't done out of malice, but it was done.
Yes.
And that's going to take them all the way down deep in the RG Drake red zone. They're going to mark them. Where are they going to go? The 10?
About the 11, 10, 11.
Right outside the 10-yard line. So 1st and goal for Minerva. Looking to go in here with their first possession. As they're going to turn, hand it off to the running back who's going to take it. And that is Linkus.
Number 3, Nathaniel Linkus, the ball carrier.
We'll take it down to about the 4-yard line. 2nd down and goal for the Minerva Lions. Minerva Lions, a score away from this getting to the 30-point threshold.
And goal for Minerva.
And a quarter and a half away, going to 4-1 on the season. Incredible. Kirkpatrick under center. Turns, hands off to Linkus. Linkus trying to go up the middle and get in the end zone. I don't believe he'll get in. He'll be just shy at about the 1-yard line.
Should bring
6:44.
Should bring up first and goal, though, I believe. Or maybe not.
3rd and goal. They can somehow get a first down without scoring.
Yeah.
Officials timeout now.
Maybe for measurement here. Give the chain gang a chance to run out on the field here.
Are they going to measure this to see if it's a first down?
Or do we have more uniform?
It might be more. I think they're sending Wynn off the field, and they don't want him off the field on defense.
No, not in this situation.
He's one of their best defenders and best tacklers. He'll come off for a play, and they'll run it again. They'll run the clock now. 6:28 left in the third quarter. 24-0 Minerva. They're looking to punch it in from the 2-yard line. Kirkpatrick under center. Turns, hands it off to his running back, and that is Ethan Weaver, who takes it in for the touchdown. Touchdown, Minerva. They extend their lead.
And Weaver goes in for the touchdown.
Weaver's second touchdown on the night. First one 19 yards, this one 2 yards to bring his total on the night 39 yards and those 2 touchdowns on 5 rushes.
Xander Kirkpatrick on for the extra point. It's down. Here comes the kick. It is up. It is good. So add one more. And your new score with 5:42 left to go in the third quarter. It is 31-0. Minerva over St. Thomas. Running clock rules will ensue when we come back. This is high school football right here.
Once again,
on the Q92 Sports Network.
Ladies and gentlemen,
when it comes to sports, Sam Berkwin brings the heat. Catch the Sam Berkwin Show weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on the WDPN Facebook and X pages, plus the Q92 YouTube channel. From the Browns to the Buckeyes, the Guardians, Cavs, and your local high school teams, if it's making headlines in the sports world, Sam is talking about it. It's the local sports talk you want. The Sam Berkwin Show, weekday afternoons on AM 1310 WDPN.
This is head coach Kevin Henderson from St. Thomas Aquinas High School. You're listening to High School Football on Q92 Sports Network.
And again, as I just announced, we will now be at a running clock situation for this game as it is 31-0. There's the kickoff to St. Thomas taken. Returned up to the 30 to maybe the 33-yard line is where Jenkins will take it. And now the clock will, Derek, it will run. It will not stop for incomplete passes. It will not stop for going out of bounds. It will only stop for a change of possession or injury timeout or a timeout.
Yes. Thomas 31-yard line.
Now again, should St. Thomas go down the field here and score and get it back under 30, it goes back to normal time. But as of right now, you will notice the speed of this game pick up immensely due to the fact that it is a running clock, because it's already under 5 minutes to go in the third quarter here. All right, St. Thomas has the football here in the third quarter, still looking for their first down of the night. Bauman in shotgun. Win on his left side. There's the snap. They're going to hand it off to Wynn. He's going to try the left side. Now he's going to try to go back to the right side and cut it up and get the corner. He gets it over the 35-40. Up to the 44-yard line. Best run of the night by Wynn. That play was designed right. He just said screw it and went left.
Yeah.
And he got it all on his own.
And the first down for the Knights.
So move the ball for St. Thomas Aquinas. Like you said, their first down of the evening. Move the chains. That's got to feel good.
Yes.
For the Knights as they get things going here. Coming up on 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. 1st and 10. Bauman getting everyone lined up. They're down 31-0 to Minerva. Bauman takes the snap, going to hand it off to Wynn again. Wynn's going to try the right side. This time the pursuit. I don't know if he's going to get the corner. He's trying real hard, but no, it's going to be another loss for St. Thomas on the run, as that time the pursuit and the contain by the Minerva defense was very well done, and a lot of people showed up that time.
Yeah, a lot of helmets towards the ball there for Coach Slates and the Lions defense, stopping Wynn
loss of
one on the play.
Second down.
So second down at 11, 3:22 left to go here in the third quarter. Minerva up 31-0 here on a beautiful night in Louisville, Ohio. Second down 11. Bauman breaks the huddle. He's going to put Twins out to his left, make that trips to his left. And Wynn's going to be with him in shotgun. So 4 wide receivers total, as one's to the right. And look over this defense. Bauman takes the snap. Back to pass. Throws a quick one out in the flats. Got it to his receiver. That is caught into Minerva territory. Another catch by Gianni Ashcraft. I believe his third catch of the night.
Yeah, third
for St. Thomas.
Third.
Only a sophomore. No, it's not us, sir.
Stephanie, short of a first down.
We're getting yelled at for not saying Ashcraft. It's not us, sir.
Yeah.
We're not the PA guy.
We've given him his recognition.
Yeah, it's his third catch, sir. I swear to God, I've said his name all night, please. 3rd and 2 for St. Thomas Aquinas. Back to pass. Looking, avoiding the rush. Bauman looking for anywhere to run. He's going to be tackled back at the 50-yard line for a little bit of a loss. That'll be 4th down now for St. Thomas as we're coming up on 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, I think here, if you're Coach Henderson, you keep the offense out there. You got a first down. You've had some positive plays for really the first time tonight. Tried to keep this drive going.
I just feel compelled to say the name Ashcraft again. Gianni Ashcraft, just in case that man gets angry again. Great kid.
Yes.
3 catches. Listen back, sir. I swear you'll hear it. But I think he thinks we're the PA guy.
Yeah.
4th and 2 for St. Thomas. 1:26 left to go in the third. Bauman in shotgun takes the snap. He's looking. He's going to try to run it himself. He's going to get the first down inside. Oh, but he fumbles it at the end. There's a scramble for the ball.
Minerva.
And Minerva has it.
Bowman, the ball.
Oh, Bowman
picks up the first down, but a fumble on
trying to get the extra yards. That was a great run as they're covering him on the sidelines right now. I'm sure the coach is telling him, man, listen, you're giving us all you had. You're putting your effort in there. You got to just tuck it away at the end as he looks dejected. But it was a good run by Bauman. But, yeah, it comes out at the very end. Turn the ball over to Minerva now. They'll take over with 53 seconds left to go here in the third quarter.
Yeah, all night, it's been a struggle offensively for Aquinas. They finally have a drive where it's looking positive, just trying to gain those couple extra yards, and unfortunately the ball popped out and the Lions defense there to recover.
1st and 10 for Minerva. Ball on the 38-yard line. We have a new quarterback in for Minerva. That's number 15. Xander Kirkpatrick, the sophomore, is now in at quarterback. As you're probably going to see a little bit more of this as the game goes on, with it being a running clock situation. Gain of 2. Be 2nd down and 8 for Minerva.
At the Minerva 40.
Now Xander Kirkpatrick coming in for Cannon Kirkpatrick. And Minerva might just let this third quarter come to an end with 10 seconds left as they're still in the huddle. I think that's what Coach Slates is going to do. He will indeed. So we have now played 3 quarters of football.
And that's the end of the
fourth quarter is coming up next with a running clock. It's Minerva 31, St. Thomas Aquinas nothing. You're listening to high school football right here on the Q92 Sports Network.
It's time for Purple Raider football. Catch every snap, every score, and every big moment all season long on AM 1310 WDPN. This year, it's even easier to follow the 13-time national champion Mount Union Purple Raiders. Listen live on AM 1310, the WDPN Facebook and X pages, and streaming on the Q92 YouTube channel. Sam Berkwin and Ryan Bevere are back in the booth, bringing you all the action. Don't miss a minute of Mount Union football on AM 1310 WDPN.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
All right, and welcome back here. About to start the fourth quarter in a running clock situation. Minerva on top of St. Thomas Aquinas by a score of 31-0. Minerva has the ball. 2nd down and 8 on their own 40-yard line as some reserves have now come in for the Minerva Lions. Again, at quarterback now is Xander Kirkpatrick, the sophomore, who's taken over for the freshman, Cannon Kirkpatrick. 2nd down and 8 from their own 40-yard line. Kirkpatrick turns. He's going to hand it off to Cole Sivey, number 14, who is hit and falls forward. They're going to give him a couple of yards there, so he'll make it 3rd down and about 3 maybe. Oh, they're going to say 2.
It'll bring us 3rd and 2.
So Sivey with a run there.
At their own 46-yard line.
Great opportunity here for Coach Slates to get some of the younger players on the team in, some varsity experience heading into conference play.
Sivey, another freshman. I mean, we've got on this team, there are freshmen and sophomores contributing on the varsity level. And if you're Coach Slates, you're loving that to have 2 to 3 more years with some of these kids. Kirkpatrick turns, Hands it off again to Sivey. Sivey takes it. There's a flag way back around the 42-yard line. Sivey took it all the way down to the St. Tom 30, but I think that's coming back, and that might be the fourth holding call tonight.
Yeah, fourth holding call on the Lions.
Yeah, that's one thing Coach Slates will want to work on. And if one thing we know about Coach Slates and his time at Perry, and his coaching staff too, is that they will hammer that home because conference play starts next week.
Yeah, and if you're on defense giving up free yards or on offense taking away big plays, that comes back to bite you in the long run.
10-28, and it's going to be really interesting next week because there's going to be some eyes on this. But, in previous years, unfortunately, when you played Minerva in the EBC, you kind of knew the outcome.
Yeah.
This year's going to be different. This year's going to be different, and you're right. The EBC is going to be interesting this year. West Branch obviously is still the favorite, but with Alliance and Minerva, it's going to be interesting. As Sivey takes another, what do we have? We have a stoppage of here. Now, again, this will not stop the clock for whatever this penalty is. The clock only stops on a penalty, injured player, on change of possession, injured player, timeout. So it's another one on. And you're going to have this when younger players are in.
Yeah,
you're excited to get into the ball game.
Offsides penalty on the Knights.
Encroachment on the Knights, so get some of that penalty yardage from the holding back brings up 3rd down and 7 for Minerva.
All right.
3rd and 7.
3rd down and 7 now for Minerva on their own 41-yard line. Kirkpatrick under center. Turns, going to hand it off to Sivey again. Sivey cuts back, takes it up to the 44-yard line. And we have a late flag coming in and some pushing and shoving.
Yeah,
as one of the players for St. Thomas being pushed back halfway across the field. That was Kai Hall. They had to calm down. He was pretty hot. Not sure what happened over there, but there was a penalty. And again, clock runs as this happens.
Yeah, that's the last thing you want to see if you're on either
Yeah,
side.
you don't want to lose your cool. I understand it's frustrating.
Yeah.
When you're having a season like this in a situation, I get it. But you got to, and a good job by some of his teammates to grab him and his own teammates and calm him down.
Yeah, and we've talked all night about how young this St. Thomas offense is.
We're going to have personal fouls on both sides, offsetting, so we'll replay it. We're already at 8:25 left to go here in the ball game. Again, Minerva, they start EBC play next week. They're at home against West Branch, then home against Salem. They'll be on the road to take on Marlington Alliance and come home to take on Carrollton. Well, those two offenses, that game might be a half hour long.
Right.
Coming up on 8 minutes to go in the ball game. 3rd and 4 for Minerva. Kirkpatrick under center. Turns, hands off to Sivey again. Sivey breaks one tackle. Going forward, falls down towards the 1st down line. He might have just landed where he needed to.
Cole Sivey, the ball carrier for
Cole Sivey.
Just short.
They're going to mark him just short, so 4th and actually less than a yard for Minerva here with 7:40 left.
Brings up 4th and 1.
So the EBC is going to get interesting. Even the 2-2 teams, the Salem and the Marlingtons, they're good. We've seen Marlington with their freshman quarterback.
Yes.
We've seen them. We know about Monteroy in Salem. We know the power, the high-powered offense, and the good coaching that West Branch has. And we know that Coach Goodman and his Alliance Aviators with J.R. Jackson have a team this year. Yeah. So it's going to be very interesting as EBC play opens up. 4th and 1 for Minerva. High snap from Kirkpatrick. He's going to try to get it himself. He will get it. He'll be just shy, if not right at the 50-yard line.
The ball carrier.
So a high snap, but Kirkpatrick took it and got himself the 1st down. Moved the chains. We're under 7 minutes to go in this fast-moving 4th quarter with a running clock.
1st and 10 for Minerva.
Scores from around the area here. I'll try to get him to you here. Alliance up 35-7 still over Canton Central. 4th quarter, Triway and Tuslaw still tied. Hoover now 27-7 over Louisville. Wow. As Hoover looking to go 5-0. Massillon up 21-7 over St. Ed's. Jackson and Green in a tight one, 17-14. 3rd quarter, McKinley up 20-10 over Perry. Fairless and Orville still tied at 21 apiece. Here we go as they turn and hand it off. Is that Sivey again, or is that someone else? Trying to see down there. That's not Sivey. Is that number 24, Kellen Troyer?
Yeah, I do believe so, Troyer.
East Canton still down to Ridgewood, 14-0. Lake up 28-7 over Glen Oak. Strasburg 35-0 over Sandy Valley. And Northwest still up over Canton South, 10-7. Under 6 minutes to go here. So Hoover looking to go 5-0 on the season. Lake looking to go 5-0 on the season.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Under 6 minutes to go. 5:44. Second down and 8 for Minerva. For Patrick. He's going to turn. He's going to hand it off to his running back. This one will be for a loss. That ball might be loose.
It is.
It is, and it's recovered by St. Thomas Aquinas. And it is recovered by our man Jenkins. Number 15, Jameer Jenkins, comes up and gets the fumble recovery. A turnover by Minerva, and St. Thomas now is going to have the ball here in the fourth quarter with 5:21 left. They're going to have it in Minerva territory.
Yeah, there's Knights being
number
carried off the field
24.
by his teammates here.
Looking for number 24 on my roster, and I'm going to have to apologize again. I do not have a number 24 on my roster, but he's being carried off by two of his teammates right now, putting no weight on anything. As well, they just set him down. No, they still got him. One of the players just quit carrying him. Did you see that? As they're going to take him now back to the bench.
Yeah, hopefully.
And set him down as he's putting no weight on anything. They're going to sit him down and check him out. Again, I wish I had a name for you folks, but there is no number 24 on either of our St. Thomas Aquinas rosters.
Once again, that winning ticket number for the 50-50 drawing.
Unfortunately, that's been the case for a few players tonight. And we apologize. We always want to call these kids names, let them be heard, but there's number 0 for St. Thomas. We don't have him on our roster. Number 24, we don't have him on our roster. And I know there was another one that we just, number 0, that we do not have on the roster. So 5:21 here and change of possession. The time is stopped for that. I want to thank you guys for listening, having us on your smartphone, maybe your tablet, maybe your smart television tonight. Watch the game. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. Whether you're a Minerva fan or a St. Thomas Aquinas fan, we appreciate you putting this on here as Minerva continuing this really, really impressive. I don't know if Cinderella is the right word for it, but just it's great for the whole community of Minerva to see this.
Yes.
They have waited for this. They have wanted this. It's such a great community.
Yeah,
love their stadium. Love everyone that works over there at Minerva, and it's just you're happy for them. 1st and 10. Bauman looking, being pressured. Now going to have to run. Throws it. Nice throw there, Mahomes, as he does like almost the underhanded shovel pass forward out of nowhere. Got it to Jenkins, and at least got a yard out of that.
Yeah. Yes, very Patrick.
That was yes. That was a. What are you doing? Oh, okay. Good job. That threw me off. I was like, was that a rugby? Like, what was that?
Yeah.
But hey, man, whatever works.
Mm-hmm.
And he got it back to the line of scrimmage. Thought he got maybe a little bit of a yard out of that, but they didn't. 4:34 left to go. 31-0. Minerva on top of St. Thomas Aquinas here. St. Thomas has it in Minerva territory after the turnover on the 41-yard line. Bauman in shotgun, twins left, trips left. I'm sorry. Bauman back to pass. I heard whistles blown as that was thrown to Ashcraft.
Play is blown dead.
Oh.
He caught that. Ashcraft caught that.
Yeah, Gianni Ashcraft.
Yes.
The acrobatic catch, bobbled it to himself,
Almost.
called it in.
Very close.
But the
Very
whistle
close.
blew the play dead at the snap.
Yep, absolutely.
Penalty is offsides on.
Boy, his
Minerva.
dad I think it's got to be his dad. He keeps thinking we're the PA guys, and I hope that I just wish I could explain to him, sir, it's not us.
Yes.
2nd and 5 at the 36.
You could go to YouTube, sir. If someone could tell Ashcraft, if anyone's listening, if they know the Ashcraft family, could you please tell them we were not the PA guys and that we have said his son's name happily all night long. 2nd down and 5 for Bauman and St. Thomas. Back to pass. Pressure coming. He throws it as he's being hit. Oh, he had a receiver. He was looking for number 1, Travion Elliott, and I got to wonder if he didn't get hit at the last second, if he'd have completed that pass.
Yeah, he hit right as soon as he was throwing it. May have messed with the accuracy of that pass, but brings up 3rd down and 5 for the Knights with 3 minutes in running.
End of third, Northwest up 17-7 over Canton South. That score just coming in. Don't forget, as our game's obviously going to be ending early, you can go to Q92radiosports.com and go to any of the other 6 games that we have going on for you. You can go and check them out live on our YouTube page and our Q92radiosports.com. 3rd and 5, Bauman gets pressured. He's going to try to run it himself. He'll be thrown down. He'll take it down to maybe the 36-yard line. 2:35 left to go in the ball game.
No gain on the play.
So no gain on that play. 4th down and 5. I will say, and I know this St. Thomas team is struggling and everything, but I've liked Bauman at quarterback tonight for them.
Yeah, he's looked very good. He can move, he's mobile, and has been accurate on the pass attempts that he has been able to get off.
4th and 5, coming up on 2 minutes to go in this football game for St. Thomas Aquinas. They're down 31-0. Bauman awaits the snap. Here it comes. Back to pass. Going to throw it towards the sideline. It is caught by Ashcraft. The 30 down to the 25-yard line. 1st down, St. Thomas Aquinas. That is caught by number 13, Gianni Ashcraft. I'm yelling at Derek.
I hear you.
I'm trying to save our lives. 1st and 10, ball on the 36-yard line. That is another catch for Gianni Ashcraft. How many is that for Gianni Ashcraft?
That is catch number 4.
Catch number 4 for Gianni Ashcraft. 1st and 10, St. Thomas Aquinas. Bauman back to pass. Looking, he's got a decent pocket, rolling out to his right. Now he's going to try to run. Flag on the play. He's going to take it inside the 15, down to the 10. As of right now, they're in the R.G. Drake red zone, but there was a flag thrown.
But there's a penalty flag.
And again, clock doesn't even stop for a flag. Oh, they're going to wave it off.
Waving it off.
So give him the run by Bauman, and they're now in the R.G. Drake red zone.
Penalty is waved off.
But again, clock doesn't stop. 45 seconds. Some fans for St. Thomas want them to call a timeout to try to get a score here at the end.
Yeah, that 16-yard rush by Bauman, the best, the longest play from scrimmage for the
Brings the
Knights
ball
tonight.
down to the 11.
30 seconds left.
Now we have a timeout.
Now we have a timeout by St. Thomas Aquinas. So,
by the Knights.
and I get it. They want to see something positive to end this game. You want them to see something to celebrate before the end. I understand the game is decided.
Right.
We all understand that. But I understand, I really do, what St. Thomas is trying to do here.
Yeah, there's a difference between 31-0 and 31-6 or 31-7 when you look back at the schedule later in the year.
And just ending the game with something positive, something the kids can see this a little bit of the hard work paying off in a way. So I totally understand what Coach is doing here.
Very much so.
Yeah. As you hear the Minerva band playing. End of the third quarter, it's 20-10, McKinley and Perry in that Federal League matchup. Last we checked, Hoover is up 28-7 over Louisville.
And St. Thomas's first trip to the RG red zone.
Yes, it is. Here we go. Bauman now. 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line. They're in the red zone. Can they get it in? Bauman looking to throw. Throwing it towards the end zone. Looking for Ashcraft. Incomplete. Double coverage there.
Looking for a flag.
Yeah.
Did take a hit.
I mean, there was double coverage there.
With the incomplete pass not stopping the clock, Coach Henderson using timeout number 2.
Okay, I wonder how it stopped. I was like, now, wait a minute.
Timeout by the Knights.
So timeout by the Knights there. But I again, like I said, I've liked what I've seen from Bauman, and I like Ashcraft. I wish they could find a way to get Jameer Jenkins a little more involved.
Yeah, and Coach Henderson said it before the game. You know, he's a track star that you have to try to find ways to get him the ball.
But think about this, too. Ashcraft is sophomore. He's back next year. As the season goes on, if these guys can get some positive things going, Jameer Jenkins, Jr., back next year. Bauman, Jr., back next year. So, I mean, if they can go into the second half of this season and start getting some positive things with some of these skilled players and get another offseason in, they're all coming back. 1st and 10 from the 11. Bauman back to pass, rolling out to his left, throwing towards the end zone. The ball is batted down. It is knocked down by number 66, Harvey Price, the sophomore. And I think St. Thomas will take their final timeout.
Last timeout. Yep. 9 seconds left on the clock here. 3rd down and 10 from the 11. So we'll have one more play most likely.
Remember to check us out on social media, Q92 Sports on Facebook, on Instagram, on X, on Threads. Be sure we'll have photos. We're already up on our Facebook. We'll have our photos on all our social media tonight from this game. We'll also have Derek's interviews post-game posted up there. And we'll have photos and interviews from all 7 games you can go and check out later tonight. So if you haven't, go ahead and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, X, and Threads, Q92 Sports, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Q92 Radio on YouTube, where we put all our broadcasts along with our live scoreboards. 9 seconds left. Here comes St. Thomas out here. Bauman in shotgun. He's going to have receiver to his left, receiver to his right. Jenkins, as the tight end, split real tight to the line here on 3rd and 10 from the 11-yard line. Bauman going to turn, hand it off to Wynn. Wynn's going to try to take it in from the 10. He's going to cut back. He'll fall down around the 4-yard line, and that'll do it. The game is over. Your final score, 31-0. Minerva beats St. Thomas Aquinas, and congratulations to the Minerva Lions. Derek, 4-1 on the season, a 4-game winning streak going into league play next week.
Yeah, getting hot heading into conference play next week, a big one, but they're back home, welcoming the Warriors of West Branch.
It's going to be a crazy atmosphere next week in Minerva. And that, I mean, you're bringing the conference champs there to town, but you're both probably going to be 4-1.
Yeah, and Coach Cooper still undefeated in
Coach
EBC
Cooper
play.
In regular season play, I believe. Coach Cooper has only lost to Canfield.
Right, yeah.
I can't believe that, but it's true.
Right.
He's done such a great job. He's had that program just humming. But that game just became a lot more interesting this year. Congratulations to Coach Slates and the Minerva Lions. Derek, let's get some stats, final stats from this game.
Yeah, let me get these pulled up here. All right. Through the air for St. Thomas, it was Caden Bauman, 6 of 10, 22 yards. On the ground, it was Karan Wynn, 10 rushes, 13 yards. Gianni Ashcraft, 4 receptions, 28 yards to lead the Knights. For the Lions, through the air, it was quarterback Cannon Kirkpatrick, 1 for 8 for 12 yards. That reception was by Nathaniel Linkus for those 12 yards. Leading rusher was Linkus as well. He had 76 yards, but leading rusher as well in terms of touchdowns, it was Ethan Weaver. He had 2 touchdowns, one from 19 yards, another from 2, and kicker Xander Kirkpatrick in the first half nailed a 32-yarder. And Minerva, from the start, really, St. Thomas did have that turnover on downs that they forced on Minerva, but after that opening drive, it was Minerva pretty much doing whatever they wanted on offense.
Yeah. Again, as Coach Slates and his team are sitting there arm in arm listening to their fight song in front of their crowd, a nice crowd that came from Minerva tonight for this game. It's just, what a great story. What a great story. Again, Minerva deserves this.
Very much so.
It's a faithful community, a faithful fan base that's been with them, and to see this, it's really cool to see. It's really cool to see, and congratulations to Coach Slates and the Minerva Lions. 4-1 going into conference play for St. Thomas. Just back at it. All you can do is return to the practice field, keep coaching these kids up, get these young kids, these freshmen, these sophomores, these juniors, this experience, keep coaching. You don't give up. You keep coaching. You keep trying to make them learn. A lot of this squad, I know it's a very small team, but they're all coming back next year. Literally 99% of this roster comes back next year. If they can add some players, if they can get some more players to come out, maybe some players from other schools to come on over. You know, I think Henderson is the coach that can do it.
Yes.
He's very well respected and a very nice guy, and he's been coaching in Stark County forever. So hopefully they can get things turned around in the second half of the season. I think with Bauman, I think with all jokes aside, with Gianni Ashcraft and with Jenkins, they do have some players that can make some things happen. So I want to thank you guys for listening and having us on today, whether you was on YouTube or Q92radiosports.com. Thank you for listening. Thank you to our advertisers. Thank you to our engineers back at the studio for getting us on the air tonight. And thank you for listening. One more time, your final score tonight, 31-0. Minerva beats St. Thomas. Minerva 4-1 on the season. We'll be back next week with another game for you guys. Again, Q92radiosports.com. We got 6 other games that are still going on right now. You can go check out St. Ed's and Massillon, McKinley and Perry, Hoover and Louisville, Canton Central Alliance, and Green and Jackson. You can go watch, listen to any one of those games right now, Q92radiosports.com. Again, your final score here, though, 31-0. Minerva over St. Thomas. This has been high school football brought to you by the Sarshone Auto Group. Have a great night, everybody.